Give me lemonade with Malibu. Greetings, 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 my fellow nerd herd. Greetings. I wish I had sound effects. I'm sure you guys have seen the update, the latest news, the tea, the juice, whatever you want to call it. I wish I had sound effects so I could play some sound effects. I have said it all along. Shyne is a liar. I've said it all along. The thoughts and comments of everything on the Dopest Nerd YouTube channel are the opinions and thoughts of my own. This is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. Go do your research. Well, not my facts. My facts ain't alleged. So we just going to put that disclaimer in there right now. My hair is looking crazy today. Either way, I needed to come to the stage. I needed to come to YouTube to discuss Funk Master Flex scathing dragging of Shyne, Jamal, Honorable Barrow. Everything that I say on this show is protected by my inalienable right to free speech. Thank you for coming to the Dopest Nerd. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe on your way in. Tell a friend. Let others know of what I'm talking about and that we are live. Hit that like button. Share it with a friend. 24 years is a long time waiting for somebody else to come out and speak. And let me just make a disclaimer at the door. I don't necessarily care for everything Funk Master Flex says. I've known Funk Master Flex as a top New York DJ. He's been in the industry for a long time, but let me just say he is right. He is calling out the lies. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe when you come in. I'm going to allow a few more people to come in. I have video proof. I'm trying to figure out how to put my this video up here, but I have video proof and I'm going to play it. Oh boy, am I going to play it. I'm going to wait till a few more people come in. Hey, Maria Rose. Or it could be Rose. Maria Rosa. Everybody give a shout out to the Dopest Mod. Trying to... I need to take a YouTube tutorial. I promise. All right. Shout out to everyone who is here. We have to talk. Shout out to the Dopest Nerd family. Let's have a discussion. Funk Master Flex, the famous New York DJ from Hot 97 in New York, which was our top premier radio station with the likes of Wendy Williams, Angie Martinez, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, like all of the notable New York City preeminent DJs have all worked there. Let's call it out. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. I have a video to show, but I want to wait a little while. We just got in here. I'm going to wait a little while because I want everyone to see this video. And you know what? Nothing stops me from playing it again. Now I'm going to bring the video up. I'm not exactly sure how to do this thing, but we're going to make it do what it do.
For his pistol, as when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
For the Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun.
Do I need to slide that back and move that to the beginning? When I seen the dude, I pulled out my gun. But Natanya Rubin, that's my friend. So for all these people on the internet talking madness, coming for me, trying to drag me, trying to say what they think they know. Let me wheel and come again. Let me wheel that and come again. Because we're not going to play these games. We're not going to play these games. See, I spit facts. I keep telling people, when you come for me, send your best and brightest. I don't play facts. I don't play games. I play facts. And when I tell you, I may not agree with Funkmaster Flex and all he says and does. He's been questionable over the years. I don't care for his tactics. But he is speaking facts. Shyne is a liar. I told y'all that when I made that TikTok, but y'all be picking and choosing what y'all want to listen to. So let me play Shyne's own. This is Shyne's own voice off of the Combat Jack podcast. Combat Jack had a podcast. This is Shyne's audio from that podcast. Go on my YouTube channel, go on my TikTok, go on my IG. It's in there. It's in my docuseries that I'm making. Let me play that again so y'all can hear. Let me shut up and let y'all hear these words. What somebody did? They trying to mess with my audio already? Let me play it again because I don't know what's going on. You know, we have technical difficulties.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was
and let me pause that.
They shooting.
I was not hit with a ricochet. I was hit with an entire 9mm hollow point bullet. In fact, I have an entire report where the neurologist was able to use what they call it punctite fragment and add them up, and they all totaled to the fullness of a 9mm bullet. And with the exception of the one, well, they counted in the portion that was extricated from that was going into my lungs, but they counted up the entire bullet to be able to come up to the fullness of a 9mm bullet. So I've been seeing people in the comments and on TikTok and on Facebook and on this, and everybody thinks they know everything. Half of these people is 25 years old, they damn self. So like I say all the time, I need Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Excuse me, Gen X. No, I'm getting flustered. I need Gen Alpha and Gen Z to sit this out. You don't know what you're talking about, and y'all running your mouth. You're running your mouth, and you're wrong and strong. I heard somebody talking about the lady who got shot said blah, 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 blah. But guess what? I said, I'm the lady got shot. You going to defend me and lie on my name? Let me wheel and come again.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend, so I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time, and in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. Okay. I could always bring that back up when I'm ready. So, with everybody speculating, making their comments, you all watch the Art of Dialogue. I'm certain of it. Trust me, I get message upon message upon message. You watch the Art of Dialogue. I said in no uncertain terms in Art of Dialogue, because I've described it ad nauseum for time immemorial. I've described it in this exact way. I watched the muzzle flash go. I watched them backing back to the door, reaching in their hip. I turned to tell my friends, oh my God, watch out. I think this is going to escalate. I still didn't think they would fire a shot. I didn't think they were dumb enough. I thought that they would try to wave a gun for posturing and machismo and back themselves out of the club. But no, They back to the doors, and then they reached in their waist, and I saw the muzzle flash, and I always describe it as pow, pow. One was slightly higher than the other. Shyne's was higher, Puffy's was a little lower. I've said this over and over again, but people pick and choose what they want to listen to. Go back to the Art of Dialogue and listen. Go back to the Tisa video and listen. Go back to every interview I've done and listen. I said they both fired their guns. You hear this man with his own mouth said, I bust my gun. The thing he had wrong, he did this in Combat Jack back in the days when he was still in jail. When he was screaming from the rafters, how, oh my God, how could they do this to me? How could they bring Sharice Myers, the bodyguard, who incidentally hustled me up and acted like I was bringing a weapon in and took my rat tail comb and said, you can't bring this in, but she let somebody in with guns. But she told me I couldn't bring a rat tail into the club. Incidentally, a comb. Somebody on the internet said to me, whoa, look at that. God was showing you it was a comb and then you got shot by combs. Yes, I did. Somebody said that to me recently, maybe 2 months ago on the internet. I never even picked that up. I never even picked up on that. Everybody pick and choose what they want. I have said ad nauseum, but y'all got selective hearing. Just like the teacher used to say in the class, I tell people, don't have selective hearing. Do not answer the question you want to be asked. Answer the question that was asked of you. I said in no uncertain terms, I watched both of them pull their guns out and fire shots. I am tired of the internet. I had to go off on somebody on Instagram, and then we got into this thing where they thought they was going to bully and insult me and do all this stuff, and I reported both of their pages. You probably saw their comments on my IG trying to harass me last night. Shout out about 29 comments, and who writes that fast? That's how you know they trolls and they set out. Oh, she walked that back. She didn't have no proof. All of these are lies. All these things that you guys keep hearing. Oh, she didn't say that in the case. That's a lie. I was the star witness. I absolutely unequivocally said it on the stand. Y'all pick and choose who y'all want to listen to. Let's keep it a buck. Y'all have hero worship. Y'all have worshiping idols, celebrity idol worship. And that is why that man walked around for the next 24 years to harass and do all the things he is accused of that we know he did. There's videotapes out it. Guess who persecuted him with the tapes? He persecuted himself because he was bringing out videos to harangue people. That's his own stuff he did to himself. How dare y'all put words in my mouth? I still see people on the internet. Oh, the lady did this. Oh, the lady did that. Why won't they bring criminal charges for my case? Who said they won't? Who said they won't? We have to be careful and mindful what we say. And this is no diss to you, Keisha. We have to be careful what we say. When we speak things, we speak word curses. This American English that you think you know is not what you think it is. Look up a book called Black's Law Dictionary, and you will get the etymology, the true etymology of what words are. I have said over and over, but y'all pick and choose. But now Funkmaster Flex come out. Yo, Shyne did it. Do I need to speak like that for people to hear me and hear me clearly? It's not enough for me to be like, well, so this is what happened, and I was this, and I remember it vividly. And no, that doesn't work. I have to come out, yo, Cypher, don't get gassed, and be like Funk Flex for people to listen. Now, look, I've been saying everywhere. How come Funk Flex shit is on every damn news, this, that, Rolling Stone, da-da-da? Come on. Come on. I'm sick of the hypocrisy. For some reason, and y'all should be as angry as I am, the system has a problem with a Black woman surviving the abuse of, I don't care who it was from. They have a problem with me surviving. They have a problem with me being so resolute. They have a problem with me being so, indelible in what I say and standing hard on my business, standing hard on the facts. Society got a problem with that. Y'all picking and choosing. Y'all need to be sharing this to everybody. Everybody needs to have liked this video when they came in so the internet can, so the algorithm can share it to other people. Why don't y'all want the truth? Y'all want to sit back with, and I'm calling out not just people. I'm calling names. I was in a nightclub. That club probably had 800 to 1,000 people in it. How am I the only person speaking for 24 years? I know lots of people that was in that club that night. I'm gonna start calling some names. I've been nice trying to give people the ability to come out and speak their own piece. I know people personally, close people personally that was involved. I'm not holding back no more. I'm dragging people out of their silence. And y'all can like it or not. I don't care. Clearly, if you know me well enough, like you know me, I don't care. Hulu, what kind of professional integrity do you have? Where's your professional integrity? 3 people got shot that night. Have you reached out to endeavor to interview the victims? Where are your lives 25 years later? How had this affected you? In light of everything that's come out, what is it that you want the world to know? Where's your integrity? And I'm calling out the other professional companies, Netflix, all the others. Come talk to the victims. Come and talk to us. I'm not the only victim. I was the most seriously injured, but a gentleman named who is my brother in this situation and in life, because we share a situation neither of us asked to be a part of. Julius Jones, he got shot. And Robert Thompson, he got grazed. Why are you not interviewing Wardell Fenderson, who was the driver whose life was upended because somebody wanted him to take the gun? Why are you are all perpetuating the lies? You are all a part of the scheme to cover up the truth about what happened. Why don't the cops come out? Because they don't want to admit they lied. They don't want to admit that they did a shitty and a weird investigation. Let's keep it a buck. Derek, the hip hop cop, I know Derek. Derek we didn't even know he was a cop. He was always on the scene. Derek, I used to hang out with him. He was my hangout buddy in Cancun and at parties. We would see him all the time. Derek investigated this case. Where's the truth? Why are you holding that back? I thought Derek was a cool dude. We didn't know he was a cop. He was everywhere. We used to go to Cancun for the Cancun All-Star Fiesta every year when hip-hop, athletics, entertainment, everything converged on the island of Cancun, in the island of Mexico, in the city of Cancun. And it was 1 week, fun-filled activities every Memorial weekend. We did this for years. I used to rent suites. My family had timeshares. Everybody knew me. I was the hairdresser, and I used to rent out timeshares. I used to take all of our banked weeks and rent them in Cancun to people. If you rented a room from me in New York, my rooms were, you had to pay $250 a person. If you rented them from me in Cancun, it was $350, $400 a person, depending on when you rented it from me. I also used to make business cards because I had a beauty salon. Yeah, I wasn't some bum scrum sitting around. You didn't hear what Shyne said? He used to come to the studio with me. In fact, let me give y'all all a piece of tidbit of information that you don't know. When they shopped his demo to get a deal, they used, when he came to the studio in my session and he got on the mic and rapped about cohibas, I had to look up, what is a cohiba? I didn't even know what it was. I'll come to later on find out it was a Cuban cigar. They used that as one of the things they used to shop him, his demo. That's how he got his deal. So look at the full circle irony of this. And now you think you're going to reframe the narrative and escalate yourself to friggin' prime minister on my back? Oh no, brother. Oh no, brother. I'm dragging for filth. I'm coming for mine. God left me here of sound mind and body, whole, not aesthetically distorted, so nobody would be, distracted by a disfigurement, to speak truth to power, to cry aloud and spare not. And I'm pissed today. Hulu documentary, The Honorable, give me a break. He's a liar. He is a perpetual politician. You know how he said, I'm honest, I'm real. Dude, you modulate between voices. You ain't hear what Funk Flex said? That ain't your real voice. Fooling who? I knew that. Look, if you don't believe me, I want y'all to do your investigation. Let me lay out. And if I knew how to put all the videos up here, trust me, I would have laid it out. But the trusty dusty producer did all of this for me. Let me tell y'all something. Go look at the Drink Champs thing. Go look at when he was on Tamron Hall. Go look at when he was on 105.1 Ebro in the morning. Go watch all those idiot interviews. You will hear him modulate between voices. The facts change like it's going out of style. That man said with his own, y'all all heard it, right? He said it with his own mouth. When I pulled out my gun and shot the dude, I'm sorry Natanya got hit, because that's my friend. We used to go to the studio with Natanya, and everything was everything. So I'm sorry she got, you know why he had to say that? Because in the previous part of the video, the guy who was in the studio, I don't know what his position was on the and rest in peace to Combat Jack. Thank God for your archives. The guy in the studio played recorded gunfire, and Shyne was like, don't do that. I never forget the day. I didn't even hear this live when it was going on. My little sister called me crying, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Nanny. I love you so much. And I was like, what? She was like, I'm so sorry. And she was crying. I said, what happened? I thought something happened in our family. And she was like, I need you to hear something. And she literally played it for me. She said, turn on Combat Jack podcast. And I turned it on to hear this man saying, I am sorry. I am sorry. No, listen, Denisha, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. One thing I am is very clear. I didn't get hit with no fragment. I got shot with a whole 9mm bullet in my face. The bullet was hollow point, called a cop killer. They break apart when they hit your bone. When they enter your body, they rip up and tear into pieces. That's why they have that name. So the bullet shattered in my face, and I have 9 fragments remaining. The bulk of them is here. When I don't wear makeup, you will see this little bulge thing here. The bulk of the bullets are here. But the hugest piece that still remains in my face is here on my optic nerve. One went, it broke my nose, it tore out my nasopharynx, broke my nose, broke my cheekbone, passed through from in there, passed through, scarred my cerebral cortex, and gave me a seizure disorder. I officially have been designated for the last 25 years with a traumatic brain injury. And the mighty, mighty God I serve, in spite of all of the medical illnesses and issues I've had since this, guess what? He left me here. He left me whole for a time such as this, so I could speak truth to power and let the world know what a mighty God we serve. Look at my face. I got shot in my face with a 9mm hollow point bullet. And yet here I stand. I look whole. You know why? Because what a mighty God we serve. So all these little ragamuffins, please, when you walk in, definitely thumbs up and share it with at least 2 or 3 people you know. Share it to your page. Let's bring more people in here, because it's time for the lies to end. And let me tell you, hallelujah indeed. Let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of Funkmaster Frex. I'm going to just keep it a buck. Back in the days, Funkmaster Frex was dope. And yeah, we all loved Flex. Over the years, he's been very questionable. I don't think there's anyone in the world that I agree with 100%. So let me just put that out there. But trust and believe. I give him so much props and X amount of respect. And I don't care who he's speaking on behalf of, because I suspect he's out here speaking on behalf of Puffy, his affiliation with Puffy. But here's the thing. I don't have to like you and agree with who your friend and this one and that one to know that what he's saying is the truth. Can I mitigate all of the little things he said? But I got somebody, so help me God, that I could bring up here right now. Let me see if he's available. I'm going to put myself on mute for a second. The dopest mod is in here. She's regulating. She's greeting everybody. Hold on a second. Because, see, I was going to make another live, but no time like the present. All right, y'all. He is not available, not right now, but he will be soon. And trust me, I don't care what time it is. I'm going live with him today. So let me play this video again for those who didn't hear it the first time.
He reached for his pistol. That's when I shot him in the shoulder.
Let me play it.
That kid reached for his pistol. That's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time, and in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. And really, I need to play my entire sizzle reel for y'all. The only thing is that I have music in the beginning of it. It's Nas, they shooting, and I might get a copyright strike. That's the only reason I don't play the trusty dusty sidekick. You think you know how to mute out the music in the beginning? Huh? But I'm saying, can you do something where you mute it out and then give it to me so I could play it? Or you want to do it on one of the other phones? All right. See, I'm tired of these games. Like, people keep trying to play games with my name. People think they on the internet speaking for me. I'm tired of this. I'm not playing these games. I've been nice enough. Funkmaster Flex came out screaming and hollering and doing all this stuff. And guess what? Everybody listened. Here I am, old nice survivor of gun violence, you know, intellectually speaking, level-headed, calm, relaxed, just stating my point, speaking truth to facts, standing on business. That's not good enough for y'all. Y'all still on some hero worship. The Bible says God is no respecter of person. Y'all seem to only respect the people who got notoriety, and then you want to, oh, well, Funk Flex said it, so it must be true. I've been out here in these streets for 24 years. December 22nd is 27th is 25 years. Why is my word not good enough for people? Why are black women still doubting me? Why are black men still doubting me? Why other people, the others, have to believe me more or empathize or sympathize or give props to? This is annoying me. And baby, when I say the Bible says anger but sin not. So if it seems a little venomous today, well then so be it. I am tired. I have been dealing for the past 2 days with all these people on the internet. I'm mourning the loss of my friend. DJ Clark Kent is my friend. I grew up with him. People seem to think that I'm some kind of in the corner, Johnny come lately, obscure wanderer that nobody knew. Please. I'm 10 toes down in this thing. You know why Shyne was able to come to the studio and rap on what you think I was doing in the studio? I'm a female vocalist. He came to sing on my track. I booked that studio session like I did all the time. I am a female vocalist. And yet, y'all got a hierarchy of who y'all believe. But that's all right, because trust me, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and God is in me. So, baby, the vengeance is mine. And when I tell you, say, I'm coming for mine. By the time I'm done, the world will hear me say it. They both fired guns and both should be accountable. The reason he went to jail is because for what he did. And this whole, I don't know, she got shot with a ricochet. Who is he, a ballistics expert? Because he clearly ain't no marksman. You beefing with people. He shot me. You shot Julius Jones. Y'all, neither one of y'all ain't marksmen. Not that anybody should have got shot, but at least who you're aiming at. You shot me. You sitting in jail acting like Mr. Innocent. These things are ridiculous. These people are on a money grab. Are you kidding me? Your scandal was the worst kept secret. And this next one about honorable. 1 minute he's like, yo, son, go back and listen to the Drink Champs interview. Yo, I'm saying because you know I did my thing and everybody wanted to hire me because you know, give me a deal because I sound like blah, 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 blah. Then next time, well, the geopolitical spectrum of things, and I want my highland and my country, and then give me a break. Yeah, I know it's code switching, but cut the shit. He's a covert narcissist, and these are my own opinions, protected by the United States, by my inalienable right to free speech as protected under the United States Constitution for which I was born and have protections. First Amendment speech protections. Freedom of speech protections. I am tired of these shenanigans. Tired. Y'all want to believe what y'all want to believe. You know why? Hero worship. But guess who you would believe? If he shot your mama, you'll be screaming from the mountaintops. I don't look like your mama? Because I know I do. I'm somebody's mama. Why not respect that? Out here picking and choosing whose words got validity. Do I need to come out like Funk Flex and do a live thing and carry on like that for people to believe me? For those of you who just came in, let me play it again.
Class when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to.
Shot and get that beginning part.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend, so I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time, and in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. And trust, I'm gonna play this for the whole video over and over again. That is Shyne's voice. Okay? Shyne. That is Shyne's voice. When he was still caught up in the rapture of feeling thuggish, ruggish bone and defending, and I didn't get hit with no ricochet. He made that whole ricochet shit up. He made that up. You know why? Because tell me you don't believe that God is an awesome and almighty God without telling me you don't believe that God is an awesome and almighty God. There are people still. I spoke to someone in the media, a journalist that contacted me and wanted to interview me. She said, you know what I found as the straightest thing? I wanted to talk to you because when in my investigation, we went back and we spoke to police officers. And there was a white police officer that said, oh, please, that woman, I'm sure she wasn't shot in the face, because who could get shot in the face and look that good? Okay, devil worshiper. And I said what I said. You a devil worshiper if you think somebody can't get shot in the face and look like this. God is an awesome and an almighty God. I don't know what your God does or who you serve, but the God I serve is able to do abundantly and above all things. All things. Believing in me and believing what I have to say is telling me you believe in God. Yeah, I look fantastic for someone shot in the face. But you know what I have? Invisible scars. Yeah, do I have a scar on my face? Absolutely. Makeup is able to make it look better than it is. I have the largest chunk right here. I have a bunch of them right here. I have one here that scarred my cerebral cortex that they're in sensitive areas where they couldn't take it out. And then one was over here. And I told y'all, and I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, but I've done once before, and I'm going to do it because I'm not ashamed. I'm alive, and I don't care about the small things. I'm here. The one that was over here, a couple of years ago, it moved. And I started having swelling in my face. My face was swelling like a blowfish, like a puffer fish. I was in immense pain, and we couldn't figure out what it was all of a sudden that this pain just occurred. Well, guess what happened? The bullet fragment moved, and it was leaning on the nerve in my tooth. So I had to go to the doctor and have emergency. As a matter of fact, before I went to the doctor, I was in the house with my head. I became photosensitive. That means sensitive to light. The pain was so excruciating. I couldn't see, I couldn't have light on. I just felt like I was losing my mind. It was unbelievable pain. And trust me, you would never begin to be able to imagine how intense the pain was. It was a bullet fragment leaning on my nerve in my tooth. My son rushed me to the hospital. And when they look in, they said, there's some sort of metal leaning on your nerve. And my son said, oh, that's a bullet fragment. That's a part of, she got shot in her face. And that's a part of the bullet. And they're like, this can't stay like this. You have to take this tooth out. You need emergency dental surgery. I had to have emergency dental surgery where they had to do what's called a pulpectomy to take all of the nerve out of my tooth. And once they took that nerve out of the tooth, well, needless to tell you, if you don't have the nerve in your tooth and they have to go into a tooth and remove all the nerve, the tooth is fractured. The tooth is forever fractured. This is what I was left with. I lost my tooth behind this bullet fragment. So I wish a raggedy MF would sit on the internet and talk about me and tell my story their way with their lies. I'm not having it. And I wish a covert narcissist masquerading as a politician would come up here and lie on my name because you want some revisionist history so you could change the narrative. Well, I thank you, Funkmaster Flex, for coming out. And I'm going to start dragging names out of the closet because there was tons of people. There was almost between 800 and 1,000 people in that club. Where is everybody? How come they silent for 20-something years? I saw, I guess it was Art of Dialogue, Fredro Starr from Onyx came out and said, I was in the club. And I'm tired of fake support because a whole bunch of people was like, sis, I can't wait till your book come out. I can't wait till your book come out. The case is still unfolding. So I have to put the memoir on hold. It can't come out. The case is unfolding with all the new information. However, I put a book out. I wrote a book. I was sitting in my room. My daughter was away with her friends. I had a rough weekend. In order to channel my energy, I wrote a book. I wrote and published a book and put it out. A Shot in the Dark. Everybody, whoa, when that book come out, I'm getting it. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? It's on my Instagram page. It's on a lot of people's Instagram page. Some of the people posted on their page and didn't even buy the book. Y'all fakers. And I'm calling people and dragging for filth. Let me tell you why. Because the God I serve allows that. I speak truth to power. We're in the age of Aquarius. You didn't hear what the Emperor Cat Williams said at the beginning of the year. All lies will be revealed. You see all this fake support? All this fake support. This book that I put out, where y'all at? Why y'all ain't buying it? The book is $18.99. All of y'all should have bought a copy by now. It's on my socials. It's on TikTok. It's on IG. It's on a lot of other people's page. What y'all doing? Fake support. But I'll tell you one thing, let Mary J. Blige write a book. Y'all be scooping it up like it's vitamins and minerals and dinner. I'm tired of lies. I've had it. I'm tired of all these lies. I cannot tell you how much friggin' typing I was doing yesterday. Thank God, God is a mighty God. He said, you know what? My granddaughter was like, oh, I want to go to grandma's house. And my son was like, oh, she wants to come to your house. I was like, of course, come on. We had told her last week, and some friends of mine had said they had tickets to the circus. Oh, bring her, y'all come on. This week, the tickets is missing. I don't know, but God sent my granddaughter to keep me off that internet because I promise you, I was going off. My granddaughter was like, oh no, Grandma, I don't like to see you upset. I don't want those people to upset you. I'm sorry, Grandma, don't talk to them. I had to put my phone down. By the grace of God, he sent me an angel for me to put my phone down and not worry with these stupid people. I had people going off. Oh, the lady who got shot said, Funkmaster Flex must be a liar. He thirsty. He want attention because the lady got shot said, Diddy did it. In the same sentence when I said Puffy shot me, I said Puffy and Shyne both fired guns. Puffy shot me. Shyne shot Julius Jones. But somehow, with the magic of the internet and BS, everybody heard what they wanted to hear. Oh, Puffy shot me. Yeah, he did. And then of all things, for Shyne to come out here, they want to call him honorable? Nigga, you have not paid me your portion of the settlement. We settled in 2011. It's 2024. Shyne still has not paid me. He owes me in excess of $500,000. Where my money there, blood clot boy? Where it there? You honorable? An honorable man pays his fucking debts. Excuse me, YouTube. Show me you honorable since everybody got mouth to chat. Go take that. Run, tell that. Run, tell that. I could print the documents off right now and show them on screen. That's what I'm on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to download all those documents and show them on screen. So help me God. He owes me in excess of $500,000. Where my blood clot money there? Go tell that story. Go run, tell that, since everybody got fingers. Now ain't nobody want to have that discussion, but you honorable. How you honorable? There's another lady on the internet that was talking about, she was helping him when he first came out. He ran up her cards. He owes her tons of money. She was helping him supposedly to fund some grassroots organization to help people, and he's absconded with the money. It's in the New York City. Legal documents are public. Somebody go in New York documents, and I have it in my phone, somewhere in my phone. Let me tell you how many. I got 3 phones. Let me tell you how many pictures is in my phone. I'm a visual person, and I like facts, and when I see things that have relevance, I'm a screenshot. Let me show you how much pictures I got in my phone. 79,995. 955, excuse me. 79,955 photos. Because you know what I do? I collect evidence. I also have a screenshot where he posted on his page a picture of something with him and whatever and one of the people from Belize was like, you are a wife abuser. You abused your wife and this, that, and the third, and now you're up here trying to act so holier than thou. Oh, baby. So help me God, I got the proof. So help me. As there's a God in heaven, I'll be screenshotting like a mother. I got the proof. Run, tell that. Run, tell that. I got the proof. But y'all pick and choose. Pick and choose what y'all want to believe. What am I lying for? I got shot in my face. What is the redemptive benefit of me lying? What? What's the redemptive benefit? You think I didn't have nothing else to do for 25 years? But hyper focus on these niggas? Really? Really? And in spite of the fact that I've been standing on business all this time, I've raised 2 adult, amazing sons who are both educated men, businessmen, and super productive in their lives. I'm raising a daughter who is also extremely brilliant, has been on the honor roll since pre-K3, self-taught herself Korean, and is quite proficient and fluent in Korean. A little black girl of West Indian heritage. Yeah. I did that. God forbid, my husband, God rest his soul, became very ill. He's passed away now, and he's at rest, going on to be an ancestor. He continues to watch over us. So trust me, the heavy lifting of parenting was done by me. I have a granddaughter who is also an honor roll student and is brilliant. And Gloria, those of you who know me personally, Gloria ain't raised no fools. All of my siblings are. We're all brilliant. We're all homeowners, all of us. So this little stupid narrative that's pushed on the internet, like I'm some money-hungry Johnny-come-lately, who some of the people themselves who's pushing it is some money-hungry Johnny-come-latelys. Picking and choosing who they want to believe because they as y'all say, they caping for people because they want affiliation. I don't seek affiliation from none of them. I don't seek affiliation. You know the video I should be doing right now? I was going to do in honor of my friend, DJ Clark Kent. I grew up with him. In fact, he lived on Union Street in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. I lived on President Street. Our backyards is to their block. That's how close. Many an afternoon was spent sitting on his porch with his sister Catherine. Shout out to Catherine. My love and support for Catherine and Eric, his brother. His mother, Miss Franklin, was grace and elegance. When I tell you, just the most elegant, refined woman always hair perfectly coiffed at all times. And anybody who's out here who is his friend personally and knows him knows I'm telling 100% truth. His grandmother was funny and spicy and all of that. We used to sit on their porch and laugh and talk for hours. I grew up with them. That's what I wanted to spend my afternoon doing. And I will do after this live. But trust and believe, I'm tired of people playing with my name. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Funkmaster Flex. I have been in the past. He was our DJ, extraordinaire in New York in the heyday, in the gold era of hip hop. And so he came to a lot of notoriety. And for those of you who just walked in, let me play the video again. And to the trolls,
that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With the Tanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Let me run it back.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With the Tanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. So let me ask you a question. He said that he did this on Combat Jack podcast. Rest in peace to Combat Jack, and shout out to God for creating a thing called archives. You sitting on a documentary that's already recorded and you're saying, I was the fall guy, I didn't do anything. You hear the man sitting in jail. Go look at the MTV video with, what was the guy's name? He also had a gap in his teeth. He was the reporter for MTV. He had short black hair. The videos are out there. The videos are out there. Hurry, run, go find them before them strike all of them from the internet. But no worries, because I have them all. I have been collecting an arsenal of information for the last 25 years. Those of you who know me and know how I get down, know how I get down. I have amassed, and trust me, when I tell you, I read them and watch them like scholarly papers. I am doing a scholarly review. I could write a thesis on this. I could write a dissertation on this because I know this like the back of my hand. You understand me? See, y'all come to it. Y'all hear about it. Y'all could talk about it when it's in the news. It's popping. It's funny. It's this, it's that. It's all these things. But guess what it is? My everyday life. I saw people like, oh, get over it. You were an innocent bystander. He didn't mean to shoot you. He shot you by accident. Get over it. So now y'all colonizers. Y'all weaponizing victims. So you're weaponizing gaslighting against victims. Get over it. You ever hear anybody tell Jewish people to get over the Holocaust? You ever hear white people get told to get over anything they went through? What do they do every September 11th? Because I celebrate my baby Trusty Dusty producer's birthday. That's her birthday. But what does the world do? Celebrate 9/11. If you know, look into that too. Anyway, I digress. Everybody else commemorates or honors the past history of what they've endured. To not honor and commemorate what you have experienced in life is a disrespect to God who took you through it. Have I overcome? Have I come through? Absolutely, I am through. But it doesn't mean I'm supposed to disavow the suffering I endured for 25 years. I am a mother. I got shot in my face. There was times where I was on so much medication and I was stricken by a neurologist for my right to drive a car because of the seizure disorder, that the bullet that scarred my cerebral cortex and gave me a traumatic brain injury scarred my brain and gave me a seizure disorder. And yet I still figured out a way, hustled my way to be able to be at every game, I had one who was in the marching band and one who was a football player across town from each other. You know, games at the same time of night. I would would have on a t-shirt, I would make a t-shirt that said Team Devon, and then flip it over, and the next side say Team Donovan. I would literally have to take my shirt off, turn it around, and put it back on just to make sure I'm in the stands repping for my kids. And you think Johnny come lately's on the internet gonna come for me and drag me? Not a bomber clot. Not a bomber clot. And I said what I said. I'm tired of this. I don't like none of this. Thank God Funkmaster Flex came out and spoke. Like I said, there were about 800 to 1,000 people in the club. Where is everybody? Why have they all been silent for so long? Because here's what I know. I know from my friends that were in there and other people that I knew that were in there that I've talked to in the past years, and the cops and the narrative. When everybody was coming out of the club, the cops were taking people's names because they wanted witnesses, taking their names and numbers. Did they take them so that they could shut everybody down and hand the list over to the other side to pay them off so everybody could be silent? How the hell did the highest ranking thing in hip hop, the highest ranking crime in hip hop, the third highest ranking crime, Tupac was the first, Biggie was the second, and Club New York shooting was the third highest ranking crime. I'm the only survivor. How the f has everybody been silent for 25 years? How? You gonna tell me that something ain't fishy here? And that I've been harassed still for 24 years? December 27 makes 25 years. I'm paraphrasing when I say 25, but it is, we are in the 24th year. I'm still being harassed and followed. I told y'all a few weeks ago, somebody stole the license plate off my car. I ain't lying. I made this to cover up my personal information. You see what this says? October 17th. So that they could give me a replacement plate to put on my car until they issue me a new one. Why would somebody randomly steal my license plate? I don't do anything in life. I am probably one of the most boring people right now. I don't get into shit with people. I minds my business. I minds my good black business. And I take care of my kids and my granddaughter. I'm active in my daughter's life. My daughter has a very exciting life. I spend my time, which I've always done, catering to them. But you got networks like Hulu, who, like I said, we live in a salacious environment where people like notoriety and celebrity, and everybody's on some celebrity worship. Yo, y'all not scared of God? Y'all not scared of God? Like friends who were there that night with me that haven't come and spoke up. You think I don't know you haven't been, you've been paid off? But my God, damn near 25 years has passed. When will you speak out? Because you don't want to admit that you're a dirty MF and that you took a payoff against your friend. You don't want to admit it. 25 years has come. Look at what else has done. You got blood on your hands. You have blood on your hands. It's because of your lie and your willingness to lie and take a payoff for him that he was able to walk free and do everything. Remember, all these lawsuits and all these, schmex trafficking and all this stuff is as a result of him being allowed to walk free from shooting me in my face. You're going to have to stand before God, and the God I serve is going to call you into account for that. How you feel now? How you feel now? Because you could lie to me. My mother always said, you could lie to people, you could lie to others, you could lie to this, that, to and fro. You can't lie to yourself and you can't lie to God. So wear that on your conscience. I hope you do. I hope you wear it on your conscience. I would love to find, I don't know if Red and Keisha ever had children. I would love to find their kids if they do. Any of my girlfriends out there that's watching that know me. I saw Missy Lou write a rest in peace to Red. I didn't even know she passed away until a couple of months ago. Let me show you the picture. I had Missy Lou write a rest in peace to Red. I was horrified. I was devastated. Because Red and Keisha were the only two people when everybody ran from me. Red and Keisha ran to me. When everybody ran to try to pick up money or save themselves, Red and Keisha ran to me. And I know that was instrumental in saving my life. They were my angels. I would give anything if they had children to meet their children. I promise you, I have a conversation that they need to have. I promise you. I'm going to show you. Here's the picture right here. This is Red right here. This is little Kim. This is Sada. And that's Missy Lou. And this is Red. This woman right here and her sister Keisha saved my life that night. I only found out when Missy Lou posted this rest in peace Red. I was devastated. June 22nd. June 22nd is when I found out. This woman saved my life. Her and her sister. Like, what's the deal? What's up with people? What's up with our culture? When are we going to get some integrity? When are we going to grow up? Hip hop was 50 years. When are we going to grow up? Look at how we're losing all our black men. All of our vanguards of the hip hop era. What are you learning? Are you guys going to schedule your colon examination, your colonoscopy to make sure that you're healthy? Our good brother Clark Kent, my friend, I grew up with him. I've known Clark Kent my entire life. My entire life. He had a beautiful wife, Keisha. He had 2 beautiful children. I know his daughter was amazing, is an amazing artist. He was always so proud of her art. What are y'all doing? What are we doing? We look like the flesh-eating bacteria. No wonder people take us for joke on Poppy Show. Because we take ourselves for that. What are we doing? We lost in hip-hop, in this culture, because that's what this is. We are discussing, the culture is not separate from what I endured. We lost DJ Clark Kent. We lost Fat Man Scoop. We lost, they're slipping my mind right now, but I know we lost 5 of our DJs, all in their 50s, just this year. Just this year. You love hip hop so much? You love the culture so much? Well, when you going to stand up for it? When will you stand up for it? Or when will you stand up for a black woman? When will you stand up for a black mother who, in spite of everything she endured, was able to overcome? Where you at, Netflix, to come hear my story and Julius Jones' story and Robert Townsend's story? Robert Thompson's story. He was grazed. Julius was shot in the shoulder. I was shot in the face. When you coming to hear our stories, you didn't hear Shyne say there was 4 other guns in the club. How you know, Shyne? I mean, we know you, Puffy, and whoever else had the 3. So who was the other gun? Who was the 4th gun? Since you know so much, because nobody shot back at you, but you sure shot. So you know there was 4 guns because you knew there was 4 guns. But these are the little details and facts that everybody misses for some strange reason. Everybody forget, I don't know. Wow. I see your statement, Lakeisha. They don't want the real truth to come out. They don't want the truth to come out. You are 100% right. Let me show you a comment. They do not want the truth to come out. It looks bad on them, horrendous on them. They don't want the truth to come out because a lie is easier to sell. And you know what happens? A lie allows all those other people who lied to keep their lie going. People do not want to come up off their lie. It's a shame. My mother taught us when we were 4 or 5, show contrition, admit you made a mistake, repent and move on. Apologize and move on. What y'all holding lies for 25 years? Y'all ain't ashamed of yourself. In this big age, young people consider us boomers. Are y'all still lying? Good grief. Here's another statement. People should be, he said it out of his mouth. And then this man sitting on a documentary, you're gonna watch him lie and say, I never did anything. And you saw the interviews. I was the fall guy. So why did you lie? You're a politician. You're a politician. You are asking the people of your island to believe you that you are going to get into a higher office and represent for them, but you won't even tell the truth. Why haven't you come out and just said what the truth was? You already did the bid. You are the one that can't be hit with double jeopardy because you did the time. But you want to lie. You want to sit here and maintain the lie because it's cute to lie. Because who you defended. And then you fake no bomba clot. You are fake no blood clot because there's no way somebody ruined my life and somebody made me the fall guy and you on stage with them. You ain't hear what Funkmaster Flex said? When he collected his key to the city, you was in the trailer. That was just the other day. He got the key to the city. Somebody put up the date. He got the key to the city. What date did Shyne get the key to New York City? Sorry, Siri. I'm mixing you up. Puffy. Oh, see? It read it as Sean. September 2023. So you mean to say in September 2023, he was given the key to the city. You were inside of the trailer, the man said. I wish I had his audio to play. You were inside the trailer when he was given the key to the city. That means you was physically there celebrating with him because that I a big buddy. In late October, early November, Cassie makes her statement and her lawsuit, which is settled in one day. Let's spit facts here. Everything here is the opinion of the host, the dopest nerd, and protected by my First Amendment right to free speech, my First Amendment inalienable right to free speech as provided by the United States Constitution and the preamble, the Bill of Rights. So all these lies, but you being dragged out of the closet fulfilled. Why is it taking 24 years for Funkmaster Flex? And in the same note, you knew this all along, Flex. Why it took you 24 years later to come out? Make you never say it back then. Why? Because everybody's beholden to the same BS. Beholden to the same BS. You know how many people I lost as friends in my Brooklyn squad? People I know good because I would not stop talking. Do you know that there was people who reached out and tried to double cross me and try to get me to say I didn't know? Listen, the God I serve, I could call some names. People would be so shamed if I call some names. I had somebody who was extremely close to me. My oldest son's godmother, also an attorney at law, sent one of our mutual friends to come friend me up afterwards before we end up leaving. Friend me up when my son was on football team. And those few chances when I used to have to get out and go football with my son and I'm clandestine and, oh, he talking to me and, oh, yeah, you good. I've known this man forever. Big man. He's a big man to me. She sent him for come try friend me up under a blackmail for them to come and try to lie during the case. I remember him come out and testify in case. He can't even talk good. He don't even have subject-verb agreement. But he came out and she sent him, oh, don't your son play football? Make him put him son in that football with your son. My son's godmother. Well, let me tell you what happened to her. You see what I tell people? Listen, who God bless, let no man curse. You understand? Who God's blessed, let no man curse. Let me tell you why. I always tell people, don't come for me. Don't waste your energy trying to do me harm because God got a special thing with me. I mean, my face should tell you enough. And I say this in the most humility. My face should tell you enough. God has a special thing with me. And when people try to do me dirty, he slaps them down so quick. You ever heard of Anna Delvey? The German chick who conned all those expensive business people. What was the name they? Well, let me see. I forget the name they called her. There's a little name. What is the nickname for Anna Delvey and the movie made about her? Inventing Anna. You ever see that movie? The fake German heiress that conned all these people out of the... If you've seen that movie, put it in the chat. There was a fake German heiress. She conned all these people out of their money. Millions of dollars. And then they caught her eventually and they put her in jail, but they let her out. Y'all heard of Anna Delvey? Well, guess what? The fake Rothschild. Yes. You heard about the attorney that when the attorney that ended up, when they were going to send her back to her country, and she was literally at the airport, and an attorney stepped up and filed an injunction so good that they had to bring her back. And then this lady started representing her, and she turned on the attorney and got the attorney all messed up and got her disbarred, lying and saying that she owed the attorney owed her this money, that money, all that shit, when she didn't pay the attorney. Well, guess who that attorney was? My son's godmother that set up our old friend to come and betray me in this trial. And look where she there. She is disbarred. If you don't believe me, look that shit up. Look it up. She's disbarred. Disbarred. And her life is destroyed. All of her career. I was there. She's my son's godmother. I was there when she was struggling and go to school and become an attorney. This is a girl who was pregnant at 14 and had a baby and dropped out of school then and had a bunch of kids and decided to go back, get her degree. Not only did she get her GED, she got her degree, then she got her law school degree. I was there the whole time. In fact, she used to have this thing when she was pregnant where she used to spit a lot. And I used to stay over the house to be with her when her baby father was out of town. And I got up in the middle of the night to go pee, and I stepped in the spit bucket, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. You hear me? And she betrayed me at my trial to put somebody we know to come friend me up to go sit in the test. This man sat, when I saw him coming to the court, I said, blood clot. Lying and could not even lie on me. Was such a poor, why do people not send their best and brightest when they come for me? You'll send somebody who jumble their words and don't know subject verb agreement? My God. They tore him, eviscerated him. Lying his butt off, couldn't even get did such a piss poor job. They were just like, dismiss this guy, please. I keep telling people, why do you waste your time trying to come for me? Am I saying I'm the almighty bend all be all? No, I said God he doesn't call the qualified, boo. He qualifies the called. I was born with a gift. I didn't ask for it. Many times I say, I wish I could put it on the dresser and leave it. I was born with a gift of prophetic gift and an empathic gift. Born with it. Okay? My name as a child my nickname is Nanny. You know what they say in Trinidad? When you could speak things that are not as though they are, you have goat mouth, as in a nanny goat. And people used to say, I don't want that child to pass her mouth on me. Don't pass your mouth on me, Gil. Because anything I said came to pass. I also said 3 years ago, I wish some of them were on. I said 3 years ago that this was going to happen. People was like, okay, girl, why you wishing bad on him? He ain't thinking about you, girl, after all these years. I said, I'm not wishing bad on nobody. The Holy Spirit dropped in my spirit and told me this was going to happen. I wish one of my friends, I will send her a thing right now for her to come on here and I'll bring her up on the screen. She was one of the first people to come back. Yo, Eb, oh my God. You see what's out there? You told us this years ago. I know. I'm going to send her a text right now, tell her jump on. I'm not playing. Because see, I'm not a liar. This has always offended people. The fact that I be speaking truth to power drives people insane. People love lies. People are comforted by lies. And so help me God, if you're not a part of their lie thing, them don't like you at all. They don't like you. And I ain't saying I'm perfect by no stretch of the imagination. You could be born with a gift, anointed with a gift, and flawed. Yo, sis, jump on the live. Go on my YouTube channel and jump on the live right now. It says Funk Flex calls out Shyne's lies. There's a lot of people from New York that I was friends with, that I have done things for, that I have helped. I could call their name. One in particular, oh my God. But her issue with me is far longer than that. Because she used to come try to pilfer my intellectual property and my intelligence. But she always had it. I could feel it. I'm an empath. You can't come beside me and lie to me and have me up and have malice for me and think I don't know. I'm an empath. I don't even want to know sometime, and I know. I can feel energy. I am hypersensitive to energy. She always had a thing. There was always like a thing with me. Now, I might let you do you, because what's the redemptive measure of me stopping you? Who cares what you think about me? That's your business. What you think of me is your business. I don't care. But there's some people that hate you just because you're smart, or some people that hate you just because you're pretty. Some people that hate you because you're resilient. Now, mind you, they used to still come to my beauty salon because that's where I always was. If you needed to find me, I was always in my beauty salon, either one on Bedford Avenue or the one on Washington. I was always there. You could come look for me. I had homegirls that would come get their hair, come hang out, then come get their hair done, then leave and go shopping because there was a party that night, and go to the party, go to the after party, go get breakfast, and come back, and I'm still in the shop. They'll come back to the shop, be like, damn, girl, you still in here doing hair? Yes. I was never no broke slouch. Never. Anybody that knows me can tell you that. I was never a broke slouch. I was about my ends. Not one of these new, improved internet, I can get you $150,000 worth of funding for your business with EIN only, blah, 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 blah. Buy my course bundle for $37. No, I was 20 something years old and I worked my behind off. They called me the track master. I specialize in hair weaves. My hair weaves would be so flat, you could run your hand and think it's coming from the scalp. I created a technique. They call it the track master technique. You know who named me the track master? Customers. Because my weaves were flawlessly flat, flawlessly looking like it's coming out this. It looked like a lace front back in the 90s. Okay. I've been weaving hair since I was like 12 or 11. No exaggeration. Back when you used to wear the asymmetrical bob, and my mother, I would drop in the tracks for her to have that longer side and the asymmetrical. Yeah. I have lived about 1,000 lifetimes in this 54 years. And I tell you that, so help me God. So help me God. The spirit that lives in me is an old, wise, impenetrable spirit. There are times where my flesh is weak and over, like today, perturbed, where my flesh is just perturbed and angry and disgusted because I hate fake shit. I don't like fake shit. And I don't like lies. But my spirit, resilient like you would never believe. Okay? My level of faith, mustard seed, baby. Mustard seed level. Look it up if you don't know what that means. I am not here to lie on anyone. I'm not here to stop anybody's progress, because I'll tell you, I was very proud of Shyne when he first got out of jail and went back home. And he started doing grassroots work. I was very proud of him until the lady appeared and was like, that's my homegirl. She about to jump on. And if she don't mind coming up, I'll bring her up. I'm trying to figure out which one of these little things lets you bring her. I think I see the one. We were going to a convention in Vegas years ago. And it was a bunch of us. And I told them, I said, God told me that his whole world is about to crumble. And everything, he's going to fall from grace. Everything is going to be torn down. He's going to be found out for his crimes. And this is what the Holy Spirit told me, he will self. That's what the Holy Spirit told me. And I told them, I told quite a few people. Some people took it as, okay, because they know I'm an empath and I have a gift. And some people took it as, okay. I even had some people that didn't believe me, and I've had to cut their ass off since then. Because when all this shit started coming out, they spun the block. Oh my God, Em, you was right, girl. We thought you was crazy. I said, excuse me? You thought I was crazy? For what? I mean, it just sounded so far-fetched. It just sounded so crazy. I mean, he was on top of the world doing his thing. It just didn't make sense. Oh, tell me you don't believe in God without telling me you don't believe in God. I'm a woman of God. Everybody that knows me knows God is always on my tongue. You thought I was crazy, so you think God is crazy. Who in your life is telling you stuff now that you don't believe for whatever reason? Who are you invalidating in your own current lives? I know it got to be some people. We live so doubtful. If Jesus came back today, baby, so many of y'all would not be going nowhere near him because so many people would doubt that it was Jesus. You Jesus? Prove it. You ain't no Jesus. You don't look like no Jesus. We are a doubtful population. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. If there was a chick right now, if the Jesus birth story was being lived out right now, Yeshua, if there was a young girl named Mary and she had a boyfriend named Joseph and she was supposed to be a good girl and they was rocking out and their families knew each other, and next thing you know, she ended up pregnant and she said, I promise you, I haven't done anything. I didn't do anything. I laid down and had a dream, and the Lord God told me that I am going to bring forth a child for him. And he bared a stroke of light came through the window, and I'm with child. I haven't laid with anyone. Y'all would be dragging her on the internet, calling her all kind of 304s. Y'all would be dragging her. Let's keep that a buck. How would they be able to help society if they were here now? They could be here now. They could be here now. But a bunch of y'all wouldn't get help because guess what? You wouldn't recognize him if he came and sat on your lap because we're so doubtful. The only way you would believe it was him is if a celebrity came and told you. I don't know why people think we capping either. I have no clue. Why? Thank you, sis. Why people think we capping for what? I'm 54. Who got time for lies? If y'all don't see that we in the end of days, you don't see mud floods everywhere you turn. You don't see all over the world, everywhere, France. You're seeing everything that happened in the global United States. Everywhere is flooding, like end of times flooding. Y'all think I got time to sit here and lie? For what? You think Scooby Snacks or something special come with a lie? What am I lying for? But as my grandmother said, God rest her soul, Grandma Boobin, the incomparable Vivian Amelia Mead. God rest her soul. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Every time somebody tell y'all something y'all think they lying is because you are a liar. If every time somebody tell y'all something you think they capping, it's because you cap. If you think everybody is cheating on you because your ass is a hoe. Let's keep it a buck. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Here's my homegirl, Sam the Soul Stylist. That's right. How's it better for you than me? My girlfriend will tell you. Let me put her comment on the screen. Everybody shout out Sam. Everybody shout out Sam, the soul stylist. First of all, this woman is an incomparable woman of God. She is talented. You need to book a soul session with this woman because, baby, she is going to get you where you need to be emotionally and get you right emotionally within yourself so that you can put that on your life and get yourself right with God and your family and everybody. Y'all need to DM her and book a soul session. She's talented and blessed by God. And I know this firsthand. You know what this woman said to me one day? We were doing a reading. She literally said to me, you are a queen that God has called. Why do you keep going to the ocean to dip water with a thimble? When I tell you she collected and gathered my whole life. Am I lying, Sam? She said, God has riches bestowed upon me. And I keep going to the ocean to collect water with a thimble. When I tell you, she called me and collected and gathered me. Okay? Now, Sam, when we was going to a convention years ago, did I not tell you the Holy Spirit told me that all of Puffy's world is going to crumble and he's going to pop or off himself? He didn't specify how. He just said he's going to take himself. Did I not say that? Years ago. Years ago. Years ago. I got real friends that was like, yes, she said that. Yes, I remember that. I had other friends that thought I was crazy. I was telling people because the Holy Spirit told me. And here's the thing. I learned from a pastor. When God has you as a vessel, you have to get out your own way. You have to send the message that God has sent you with your prophetic gift and your empath. You have to send the message. That's the only way people know God is in the midst. And so it's not my duty to hold nothing back. When he says something, I have to speak it out. On my Facebook page, I would put initials. Listen, not to digress for a minute. Let me speak of my gift. Years ago, my daughter would go every other weekend and go visit her grandmother. I was by myself, and I'm not the type of mother that's like, oh, my kids are going, I got free time. I don't value that. I value being with my kids. So help me God. So help me God. I said, let me go look at a movie. Let me just go to a movie, go out with myself, because I'm comfortable going out with myself. I went out and I went to see, I think it was called 7 Bridges or something like that, with our good brother, our good Black Panther brother. And so help me God, this was way before he was ever sick, way before anybody ever said he was sick. There was no reason to believe he was sick. I sat there watching the thing and I just was like, I was overcome. I said, I went, as soon as I got out, I got home, I sat down and I typed out on Facebook. I said, I went to see 21 Bridges or whatever it was called. I went to see this movie, but I know it was a great movie, but I would have to see it again. I was overcome by the fact that all I could see is sickness in our brother. I will tell him if it's it. When I tell you the entire Facebook cursed me out and called me everything but a child of God. I had to block a bunch of people I never met before. Curse me. You wishing death on that man. You this, you that, you that. I was like, when did I ever wish death on him? I said, I am overcome by the notion that I see sickness on him. And I said, praying for our dear brother. I hope all is well with him. The message is still up there. Go on my Facebook and look in the archives. All of a sudden one day, now this is like maybe a year and a half later. Chung, 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 messages. Like, what is all these messages on my Facebook? Who's texting me? What's all these people texting me? I look on, my homegirl is like, you're viral. She said, Ebony said this about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. It was the video of him on Jackie Robinson Day where he was slim and emaciated. And people was like, oh, that nigga's on the pipe. Oh, that nigga smoking, looking smoked out. You bum. That nigga got this. That nigga got... And I was like, oh my God, what are y'all doing? Don't do this to him. Don't do this to him. He's sick. When I tell you, when I first wrote it, people stopped speaking to me en masse. cursed me out. People I knew cursed me out. I got so many DMs, so many emails, so many text messages. Oh my God. Even some of my church people was going off. I was like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? But if you read the word, you'll know the life of a prophet has never been easy. Never. Prophets of the Bible, if those who don't know their book, go research. Prophets have a tough life. Tough. So help me God. Told me off. My homegirl, Michelle Bennett, was like, Eben, she wrote on Facebook, Ebene said this and cited the original Facebook. When I tell you, people started, oh, what? Oh my God, how did you know? And then it became a parlor trick. People calling me, you don't see nothing on me, do you? If you see something on me, tell me, what's the lotto numbers? And all kind of fuckery. I said, it's not a parlor trick. It is a gift from God. If God wants me to see something on you, he will show me. And when he shows me, I will inform you. Don't treat me like some kind of parlor trick. I don't like it. It's a gift from God. Like, stop clowning with my gifts. So help me God. I was in my house and a toad started ribbit in my backyard. Now, there's no body of water in my backyard. I've had this house for years. This was a few years ago when he died, right before he died. So this toad was in my house, my backyard so loud, I called my aunt in Trinidad. What should I do? There is a toad croaking in the back of my yard, and it's so loud, it feels like it's trying to tell me something. What does this mean? What does it mean? She said, oh, no, that's not good. She said, I want you to go get this, and I want you to clean your house down. I'm plugging up my computer, guys. Give me 1 minute. She said, that is not good. That is a sign of death. She said, that is a sign of death. I want you to mop. She said, get this, get Florida water, get all these things, and go and mop your house down. Do not throw the water on your property. Go somewhere else and throw the water somewhere else. And so I was mopping the house down. As I was mopping the house down, the Holy Spirit dropped in my head to say, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Now, when I was a young girl in New York, that was a play. As they call it, off-Broadway, but some people call it the Chitlin Circuit. It was an off-Broadway play called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It was out when I was a teenager. I had not heard of that play in a million years. Let me plug my thing in. Hold on 1 second. This is to tell you how you don't play with God's gifts. So I'm in the house, mopping my place down with all the things my aunt told me to clean my house with. Shout out to Auntie Janet. And the Holy Spirit says, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom 3 times in my head. And I could feel a pressure telling me to say it. And so I just screamed out, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. And my daughter came to the balcony over the staircase and was like, what? And I was like, I said, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. She was like, what is that? I said, it was a play when I was a teenager in New York. I haven't even thought about it in gotta be 40 years. I don't know, or 30 years. I don't know why the Holy Spirit just told me to say it. So she was like, what? I said, yeah, the Holy Spirit just told me to say it out loud 3 times. So she was like, because you were screaming. I thought something happened to you. I go back to mopping my floor. I'm mopping, I'm swashbuckling. She knew not to come downstairs because Auntie Janet told me what to do. All of a sudden, she comes screaming, Mommy! I said, what? What happened? I'm thinking something happened to her. She comes to the veranda, as we order the balcony by the staircase, and screams, Mommy, Chadwick Boseman just died. I said, what? I said, oh my God, because I knew it years before when God showed it to me. And I said it, and Facebook went crazy and ate me for breakfast. I turned on the TV, and a reporter is saying, Chadwick Boseman, most notably known for the Black Panther series, has died. He has a litany of movies, He has a yet to be released project. His final movie is about to come out. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I said, listen, I don't walk around and brag about this gift. I'm in awe of it too. I am shocked by it. I am shocked by it. Still sometimes, and I know the God we serve. So when I tell you, when I be speaking things, when God will come to me and say this, I say it. It might go against the grain. It might feel like it's coming out of nowhere. It might, people be like, what made you just say that? God. God will impart wisdom to you. And here's the thing. God tells us things, and sometimes we are supposed to say things and we don't. We're supposed to do things. I have to shout out Pastor Derek Rice, who was the senior pastor and leader of the church I was attending, Sankofa, United Church of Christ. Sankofa is African spirituality, Black-centered church. And what an amazing speaker of God. And let me tell you something. It was, God gave me a word when I first met him before I ever went to the church. I met him at it was a press conference for the National Association to Combat Police Terrorism. And I spoke at the conference. I was invited to speak by the founders, myself and a bunch of people, Congressman Cynthia McKinney, Daruba Ben Wahad, who was a Black Panther, a bunch of people. When I was there, he was also there, and something about him, I had done this little, when you feel like you think your mother's gonna hit you and you do that little shake. I had done that little shake. I was like, who else is in this building? Because I felt a presence come into the building. And the Holy Spirit said to me, pay attention to that. So afterwards, he came in the conference room and God said, when he touched my hand, I reached out, I said, hi, how you doing? I'm Evan A. He touched my hand. He said, I'm Derek. He shook my hand and I felt everything he was going through. Everything. I'm not going to divulge his business here, but at the end, the Holy Spirit told me you need to speak to him. So at the end, I said, excuse me, brother. I don't know. You mind if I have a word with you? He was like, sure, sister, what's up? And when I started speaking to him, Holy Spirit was just dropping into me, telling me what to say to him. And the first thing I said to him, he had to walk away and he was in tears. He's like, where did you get this from? I said, God. I said, I don't know your spiritual affiliation, but I'm a woman of God and I have a gift. And he asked me to share this with you. He asked me to share 3 things. I told him 2. The second time he walked away again, cried. When I was about to tell him the 3rd time, another guy walked over and said, what up, good reverend? And I was like, oh, he's a reverend. And I kind of was still growing in my spiritual gifts. And I checked myself. I was like, who am I to be preaching to a reverend? And I held back. So then when he finally did that talk, and I knew the guy was like, what up, Marcus? We talked. He said, what was the 3rd thing? I said, oh, nothing else. He was like, no, you said 3 things. And I was like, oh, no, that was it. He said, you sure? I said, no, that's it. Because then I was checked in myself. But the Bible tells us God is no respecter of person. He doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. I did not tell him what the 3rd thing was. He gave me his number. He gave me his card. He said, come to my church, all that. I didn't tell him what the 3rd thing was. Eventually, a few days later, I called him to tell him, and he screamed at me and said, look, when God gives you a word to give somebody, you give it to them. Get out your own way. Get out the way and give the word. It ain't about you. You a vessel. And I had to be, first of all, I was like, who he yelling at? But then I had to stand corrected and check myself because he was sent to teach me a word on the way to my spiritual growth. And the reason he wanted me to give that word is because had I told him the 3rd message, it could have avoided a problem he had. He said, you should have told me what God told me, what told you to tell me. And it almost caused the problem. And that day he said to somebody else, I met another lady. She was a deacon in the church, Deacon Yolanda. And eventually we were in a prayer group together and I spoke to her and I said, we were talking and she was asking me some questions. She was very smooth and gentle with me. And I said, I have a gift. I'm still growing in myself. She said, I know you have a gift. I know you're a woman of God. And I said, how do you know? And she said, oh, the pastor told me the very day he met you. He said, I met a woman of God. There's no way she could have known these things except God. No way anybody could have known it. It had just happened in his life. And she said, I know. And I had told her, she said, you know why I know you're a woman of God? Because exactly what happened, how you described it, is everything he said to me. I know. She's like, there wasn't a deviation in your words. And these are some people that helped me through my spiritual walk. Ask yourself who in your life is going through a spiritual journey. It's not easy. But what I won't do is stand for lies. What I won't do is let nobody play in my face. If you lying, I'm calling you to the carpet. Shyne is a liar. And I shot, like I said, don't take this as a scathing, endorsement of Funkmaster Flex, because he's problematic too. But one thing I applaud him for, whatever his reasoning is for coming out and calling Shyne out, he is sick of the lies. Other people know the truth. I was in that club with 800 to 1,000 people when those shots rang out. I need people to bring their narrows out from the holes that they in. Well, see, you know why imagine how everybody could stay quiet for 24 years. That was in a club where the third highest ranking crime in the hip hop culture occurred. Why are they staying quiet? They got cousins, they got family, they told people. Why is they staying quiet? You know why? Because they took the payoffs and they embarrassed to come out and say it now. See, the police was taking everybody's, they're taking everybody's name and number as they came out of the club because they needed to be able to question them as witnesses. But when you get all those names, if you got the police on the take, it's easy to get the names of all the people and then pay them off quietly. You got people who got bills to pay, it was just Christmas, almost a new year. They done spent all this money on Christmas, don't know how they're going to cover their bills in the new year. Hit them off with some money. Everybody got amnesia now. How do y'all feel? You have the udblay, because I don't know if that's a YouTube stricken word, but you got the blood, I'll call it, of 24 years of people that suffered from this man's hand. All of those children who were sexually assaulted, their blood, their suffering, their tears is on your hand. And may you all, unless you come out and speak, may you all suffer. And please run tell that. May all of you who lied on this man's behalf and took this money to stay quiet, may you suffer the indignity. May God's wrath come over you and you suffer every iota of the tears that was cried by every one of those people. The suffering that all of those people endured, I want that to be your suffering. I'm going to speak that word curse over your life. The only way it stops is when you come out and speak the truth. I was speaking a word curse over everybody that was in Club New York that night. Until you come out and speak the truth and nothing but the entire truth, may you feel the sorrows and the woes and the horrors and the pain and the tears and all of the suffering of every single person he hurt or unalived. May you not only feel the suffering of the people he victimized, but then their family also. May you feel every iota of that pain every day. Every day. Never be free from it until you speak the truth. And I mean that with my heart and soul, because I'm sick of this. There's no way an entire nightclub stays quiet for 24 years. The only other person I heard come and speak out and say, except for a mystery person that I'm about to bring forward, but the only other person I heard come out and say I was in the club was Fredro Starr from the group Onyx. He came out on an interview recently and was like, oh, I was in the club that night. Make sure y'all thumbs up, share the video. Let this get out. I ain't Funkmaster Flex, but I don't got to be famous for my words to ring out. It's the truth. Some people wouldn't know the truth if it was attached to their face. Remember, you have to account for your actions in this life with God. Indeed. You have to account for your actions in this life. You can't sit here and act like, oh, I didn't do nothing. There are children out there. There are broken adults who were affected as children by him. And they're walking around with the sorrows, can't get their life right. That's on you. That's on y'all who stayed quiet. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of footage out there. There's a beautiful woman, a beautiful sister who did a documentary about me. I promise you, never met her a day in my life. I've talked to her since I saw the documentary. Beautiful woman. I didn't know she was doing it. She did it of her own. In fact, me and my daughter stumbled. Me and Trusty Dusty producer stumbled across it on YouTube. When they continue the loop of videos, it's called the Natanya Rubin story. Her name is Leah Gordon. Go look it up. In fact, she just released another one called the Kathy White story. I haven't watched it yet. It just came out. But you guys go look up the Natanya Rubin story. And you know what it did for me? It showed me footage that I didn't have access to back then because of a variety of things. I was traumatized. I was medicated. I didn't see it. I didn't know. Go look up the Leah Gordon, the Natanya Rubin story. Baby, let me tell you something. Leah put some footage in there. I saw people. I'm going to stop the sentence right there because if I say the rest of the sentence, you and everybody knows who you are. All I'm going to say is we is people. We people. Here's the thing. I didn't even realize that person, I knew the person was in the club, but I didn't realize the person was in the middle of the melee. This is somebody I love. I'm not going to go deeper than that because then other people will know who I'm talking about. And I move with grace for this person. And here's the thing. Like I said on another interview, lots of people probably took the payoff. I'm certain of it. I am not judging them. They know what their own financial situations were. You understand what I'm saying? They know what their financial need was. And I don't like what they did. But I don't stand 24 years later in the way of the decision they made that day. I don't know what was going on in their lives. It was wrong. But now that you see the error of your ways and you see what that payoff allowed him to do to others, including children allegedly, you should get a stroke of consciousness and come and speak out. You should get a stroke of consciousness. You have children. Would you like people to keep, if you had a neighbor that was doing things to the children in the neighborhood and you had other neighbors that saw it and they couldn't arrest him because, well, we don't have any proof, and your neighbor got a Ring camera and you know it picked it up, how angry would you be if she didn't give you that footage? How would you have her up if she didn't provide that footage that could put the man away who hurt your child? Same thing. Same thing. Y'all need to speak up. And here's the thing. This one particular person, I always noticed every time I saw them, I could feel this little hesitation. Yes, her documentary is on YouTube. There's this little hesitation in him. And I couldn't understand what the feeling was. I was like, I could feel it. It's like, what is that? Couldn't figure out what it was. But I know what it is now. Once I saw the Leah Gordon documentary, and what a beautiful job she did. She didn't even know me. When I finally spoke to her, she cried. She was bawling, crying. I said, it's okay, honey. Why are you crying? I'm so happy to be speaking to you. What's going on? Talk to me. Why are you crying? She was so overcome. She was like, I'm so happy to be able to talk to you. And I was like, why are you crying? This is a beautiful thing. She said, I've never talked to another one of the women. She does stories about femicide and things that happen to Black women. For years, she's been doing it. She's like, I've never had the ability to talk to another one of the women. I was like, oh, they didn't want to talk? She said, you're the only one alive. You're the only one. You're the only woman alive of all of the story. She had been doing it for years, like 6 years. You're the only woman alive of all of the stories she's done. Go look at her channel. She's done tons of documentaries on what has happened to women. I am the only one alive. You think that makes me feel good? I'm sure all those other women had hopes and dreams and children and things that they wanted to achieve in their life. So many of them were at the hand of people they loved and would have done anything for. You think that makes me feel good? You think that makes me feel good? No. There's not a sense of pride that I'm the only one alive. She was inconsolable, bawling. She then told me some of her testimony. I said, what made you make this? What made you do this? She said, God spoke to me about 7 years ago and told me, pack up your things and move to this particular state and do this work. She said she left her family and everybody she loved. And everybody was like, what are you doing? Are you out of your mind? What are you thinking? How could you you don't know anybody there. Where are you going? How could you be going there? You don't know anybody. You have nobody there. God told her, pack up her stuff and go and move to the state and do this work. And that's what she's been doing. She cried. She said, you made it all full circle for me. Do you know how heavy that has been in my spirit? Do you know how heavy that has been in my spirit? She has I'm sure over 100 of them. I am the only survivor. That's very hard to hear. I couldn't understand why she was crying. I was like, I thought she would be happy to talk to me. I was like, what a beautiful love letter you did. That was a beautiful love letter to me, especially when everybody else is fixated on the celebrities. She said, I couldn't understand how there was this woman who had been speaking out for years, who had endured this horrible thing, and she's still speaking out, and she's resolute, and she's strong, and she's all of this, and nobody cares what she has to say. I needed to speak for this woman. Remember, I hadn't met her till after the fact. But the beauty of her documentary is it showed me some of my people that I know. I was able to see them on the footage. I was like, wait a minute. What? I couldn't believe it. I had to shed tears. And they testified on the side of Puffy for money. Listen to me. When I tell you that some of these people are my people, you know, in the culture, how we say, my people. Your people could include somebody you went to second grade with or your family. It's my people. You have the opportunity to come out now and do what you should have done all along. That is if you want to. That is if you have the courage and the integrity to. See, I'm affording grace. You know what it made me know? Why all those times I felt that weird hesitation energy in your spirit. Couldn't figure it out. I didn't let it bother me. It wasn't a big thing, but it wasn't until I saw the Leah Gordon documentary that I realized what it was. I was shocked. I was shocked. And here's the thing. I'm speaking directly to you. I don't hate you. I don't hate you. You know I love you. I love you. Do what is right. You have the opportunity to do what is right. Do what is right. You know who you are. You know who you are. You're a parent. How would you feel if somebody did that and impacted your child? God forbid. And there was someone who you knew and loved that had the pertinent information to tell the truth about what happened so that person could be brought to justice. How would you feel if they refused to speak up? Or if they took a payoff from somebody for their silence? And 25 years later, would you still be willing to stand for that? Because they have done you wrong too. We both know it. They've done you wrong too. So I'm going to give you grace. Because the God I serve, he provides grace and mercy. And you know I love you. And if you question whether I love you, I love you. And there is redemption to be had. But it looks like telling the truth. It's been damn near 25 years. You know who you are. Come forth and speak out. Yes, it's that deep. It took for this woman. But see the God I serve? God told her to leave her homeland and come to another place and make these videos. God held me and kept me whole, healed, sane, and aesthetically not disfigured. And guess what? It was because of this woman over here that I never met, that honored what God told her to do, that I was able to see her documentary and see you. And when I sent it to other family members, I said, make sure certain family members don't see this documentary. I don't want them to be hurt. I said, I'm going to have a conversation with that person, but don't let so and so and so and so see it. I don't want them to be hurt and feel stuck in the middle. You know who I'm talking to. Whether you're watching this or not, you'll see it on a playback. You have an opportunity to make yourself right and redeem yourself, because guess what? You see all our people's leaving. Clark the other day, all our peoples are leaving. Unfortunately, the men are passing away very young. Do what's right before you have to stand before God and make an account for your time here on this earth, because you will be called into account for that. And I know that because I talk to God every day. You have an opportunity to come now while you're alive and do what's right. And if you don't in a certain amount of time, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call your name on this internet and call you out. So I'd rather you do it on your own. Come forward and speak on your own, because I'm going to call you out. And I don't have any animosity towards you, but I will speak your name. So for those of you who came in after the fact, let me let y'all hear this good thing.
That's when I shot him in the. When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend, so I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. Now, y'all know who that was, right? Do you recognize that voice? Because it's different than the regular, yo, who want to bust with us? Honest to honest, dust to dust. It's different than that Drink Champ's voice. And it's different than the constituents of my section of beliefs. It's different than that voice too. This was I'm incarcerated and now I ain't got nothing but to do but to speak what I know. But we all know whose voice it is. Shyne. The Honorable Hulu. Let's see how much this is going to live in infamy. This is from his Combat Jack podcast. This is going to live in infamy. Shout out to Combat Jack and Internet Archives. Let me pull up something for y'all. Shout out to Combat Jack. This is the logo for the Combat Jack show. Feel free to look him up. Like I always say, don't take my word for anything. Make sure you go and investigate on your own. This is the shout out to Combat Jack Archives. I filmed a documentary, well, a docuseries called SHOT. It's an acronym, SHOT, Survivors Helping Others Through. I started filming it. My director was Raheem Shabazz, my homeboy. He's a phenomenal director. He has his own docuseries called The School to Prison Pipeline. Go look it up. We were looking for footage all over the internet. Now, I was familiar with it. I said, you need to put this audio of him from Combat Jack's podcast in. Rest in peace to Combat Jack. When he heard it, he was like, oh, this is great, Eb. The reason I started filming the docuseries, the Holy Spirit told me to do it. I had been told to do it for a long time, but I was going through my ups and downs. And listen, I'm strong and I'm resolute, but every so often I go through too. I have PTSD. I had for a long time. I wouldn't say I currently have it, but I suffered from survivor's guilt for a long time. I have social anxiety disorder. I don't like to be in crowded areas. I don't feel comfortable. I don't trust society to just go in wantonly crowded arenas. Every now and then I'll try, but trust me, I suffer. I suffer when I go. I can't enjoy the moment because I'm constantly looking around. And so the Holy Spirit told me, give people their voices back. So many people are the victim of gun violence, and they are a news blurb on a 20-second news blurb at the evening news. Today in Brooklyn, got bang, bang. Go on my YouTube channel and watch my this is called a sizzle reel. Go watch my sizzle reel. Send my sizzle reel to Netflix. Since Hulu wants to be low vibrational and perpetuate people who go in nightclubs and shoot people, I am not the only person that got shot. I keep telling y'all. I am the most seriously injured. I was shot in my face, but Julius Jones, who is now my brother in Christ, got shot. Robert Thompson, he was another gentleman who got grazed. Why is Hulu, you chose in this age of Aquarius where the truth shall, like the Emperor Cat Williams said, who also is a prophet. I know he is. He said at the top of the year, all lies will be exposed in 2024. Come forth to the, and everybody at the sound of my voice, go and message Cat Williams and tell him I want to speak to him. I would love to interview him for my little old, YouTube channel. All lies will be exposed. Every name he called has had a year. I made a video, The Cat Williams Effect. Go check it out on YouTube when you're finished here or some other time. We're in the age of Aquarius. Go Google what that means. The gravitational pull of the earth. The gravitational pull of where the earth is relative to any specific time of the year changes what dimension and atmospheric things take place while we're alive. We are in the age of Aquarius where lies cannot stand. Lies can't stand. Why do you think so many people have been exposed? Why do you think so many, every day you turn around, some CEO is resigning? The entire board and CEOs of 23andMe resign. Why? Why do you think they resign? Have they been telling you genetic lies? No lie can stand in the age of Aquarius. Why do you think so many people get exposed? You know how many relationships broke up this year alone? Ask yourself why. Lies cannot stand. You know what 2025 will be? We will be in the age of Gemini, the great communicators. It will be time for communication. It will be a 9-year, which is a completion, the ending of cycles. What don't y'all know? Y'all not looking at the world? Y'all don't know we're in the end days? I know in every generation of our life, people said, oh, it's the end of time. I'm 54. I'm very attentive to what's going on in the world. I'm a nerd. I like information. Have you in your life ever seen this many floods and mud floods and landslides? Never. You see, they're using EDWs. Look it up. I'll put it in the chat. You see what happened to Maui, right? If you ain't looking for a roll of blue adhesive tape to put on your roof, you lunching. Don't you see people is up out of here? God forbid. Our vanguards of hip hop, how many of them have died? In the last month alone, we've lost 2 to 3 in the last month. Ask yourself, what are you doing? How are you getting yourself together? I'm not standing for no lies. I'm going to call people out and drag you to the mat. You got to deal with God on that. You got a problem with me? Ooh, too bad. I don't care. Take it up with God. It's above me. It's above me. Take it up with the Most High. Go to the altar. Lay it down. Deal with God. Because I'm just doing what I'm told to do. You ain't got to like it. I don't answer to you. I answer to the Most High God. Many of y'all may not like it. The whole board of 23andMe resigned. CEO, president, and the entire board. You don't see when the Puffy thing came out? Kevin Lau stepped out. I'm retiring. The heads of Sony Music, this one, that one, all these different music, overseas, in China, Europe, everybody's stepping down. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Why do you think wealthy oligarchs are building underground bunkers? Do you know even 12 years ago, there are an entire luxury apartment condominiums underground? Are you aware of that? Why are you thinking they build an underground residency? They have a massive screen on the wall. I watched the documentary. Come on, we got to stop watching ratchet TV. They are anesthetizing you with ratchet TV and food. You better change your diet if you want any chance of surviving. Some of y'all don't even need to be banged. Some of y'all bang your kids every night at dinner. Eating trash. When y'all gonna wake up? What needs to happen for you to wake up? Am I giving y'all too much truth? You can't take it? That's why people got a problem with me? Too much truth? Listen, baby, as long as there is lungs, air in these lungs, I'm going to cry aloud and spare not. I am going to do what my God, the Most High God, El Shaddai, Yahusha, I'm going to do what I am called to do. I'm going to do. I don't care what name you call me. The El Shaddai, El Elyon, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi, Jehovah Rofika, Yahweh. I don't care what you call him. I am going to do what my God told me to do. The Most High God, the Alpha and the Omega. You don't have to like it. You better do what he called you to do. Sinkholes everywhere. I'm giving them too much truth. They can't take it. Tsunamis. The tsunamis happening and the alarm don't go off. Tsunami alarm been sitting there forever and a day, but it doesn't go off. Ask yourself. Island nations being washed away to nothing. You see what happened in St. Kitts? Wipe the land clean. Or what was it, St. Kitts or St. Thomas? One of the VI, but it wiped them clean. Guess why? These are all land grabs. Let's do some math. What do you think they want with all these plots of land? They are port cities. They are on a port where you can get ships to bring you things from overseas and come right into a port where you can easily pay 1 and 2 slippery people with no integrity to take them off of the wharf. Now, what would they be bringing that they needed to clear and not go through customs? Why would they need access to the ports? Could it be something that the feds is investigating somebody for? Human trafficking? Could it be? Why would you need access to the ports? Y'all better act like, that's right, Jehovah Shalom, y'all better act like y'all know. Y'all better act like y'all know. All statements made are based on opinion, alleged, and for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. Indeed, I can't believe that people still watching TV. Oh, word? No, I need to speak to him way before then. I'm going to keep that, but I need to speak to him way before then. You got a sinkhole on your street. Thank God for listening to God and going the other way. Thank you so much. And that's what we got to do. People think, oh, she always say God. I heard somebody say on the internet, I don't trust nobody that said God told them to do something. What? When I tell you, I laughed my behind off. I said, my God. You hear this? My God. He don't trust nobody who say God told them to say something. For those of you who were not here, let me just play this lovely thing again.
Shot him in the shoulder.
Let me wheel it back. Wheel out, come
When I
again.
seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. That's not the full sizzle reel, but you can go on my YouTube page. You can go on my TikTok, and I believe it's on my IG. And you can watch the entire sizzle reel. It's like a minute and 59 seconds. We were shopping it to big networks to try to get a deal. Hulu, you showed your lack of integrity by trying to prop up someone who shot someone and is now masquerading. Some of you wouldn't know the truth, and I don't mean my nerd herd. I mean them out there in the internet. You wouldn't know the truth if it sat on your lap. You are literally propping up somebody. It took a New York City DJ to come out and call him out. I've been saying it for years. Go watch my friggin' Art of Dialogue interview. I said it unequivocally. Look how many views that thing got. The over 2 or whatever hours and the small ones, add them up. Y'all all heard me say, I watched them both fire their gun. Y'all heard me go. Y'all saw me go. The muzzle flash was bow, 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 bow. I do that every time. And then people will come to the internet and be, oh, the lady who got shot, she said none of that. So I don't care what nobody say. Misquoting me out the wazoo, swearing you know something when you don't, and remixing my words for your own to win arguments. Mind you, some of them 25, some of them 23 years old out there on the internet, waxing poet. I had somebody argue me down. I said, listen, they're like, oh, I don't believe Funk Master Flex. He lying. He's this, that, the other. I said, he's telling the truth. They told me, shut up. What do I know? I said, I know he's telling the truth. Ask me how I know. I got proof. He go talk about, oh, he ain't got no proof. Where he come from 24 years later, he don't got no proof. I said, I got proof. Ask me how. Ask me how I got proof. Go check. You see my name. Go check. Then everybody cat got your tongue. But a minute ago, you was Twitter fingers arguing me down, calling me out, telling me, I don't know. I need to mind my business and shut up. Mind my business? These 9 bullet fragments in my face say this is my business. Whether anybody thinks, I don't care what anybody thinks. Everybody else is a Johnny come lately. The only people whose words matter are the 800 to 1,000 people that was in that club, and all of them didn't see because a bunch of them was on the dance floor. But people, if you wasn't in the club, if your name ain't Julius Jones, Robert Thompson, Natanya Rubin, the people in Scar's crew, unfortunately, Scar is deceased now as well. Unnamed people in Scar's crew that I was just talking to, speak up, come out and speak your truth. If you ain't none of those people, don't tell me. And Shyne and Puffy and J-Lo. If you ain't none of those people, don't tell me shit. Keep your opinion to yourself. Or have an opinion over there, but don't argue me down about no facts. Because you ain't got no facts. Those parties I just named, those are the only people that's got the facts. And mysterious people of the club who took the payoff and sitting there quiet. Everybody else, whatever you spitting is your assumption. If you don't hear it come out of one of our mouths, and we can't really trust them suckers to tell the truth because they want to stay free. But you best believe. See, God could have allowed me to get shot anywhere. I could have got shot, God forbid, my neck, my back, my side, my any. You know where I got shot? Right here. Between my two eyes. What make you think I don't know? Who could tell you better what happened than me? I was watching them. I was watching them. Who could tell you better than me? And who doesn't have an agenda to want to stay out of jail so they're going to lie? Who doesn't want to elevate themselves to another level in life so they're going to make a documentary? They had the audacity to call it honorable. How honorable is it that you still owe me over $500,000? Where my money at? Where my money at, Shyne? That's why Funkmaster Flex called you out as a liar, because you're a liar. I have the documentation, the legal documentation between attorneys proving you're lying. I have the final order from the court proving you're a liar. Do I need to post these things? Because you know me, ever since I was a kid, I'm a receipts person, honey. I will post receipts and drag you for filth. Okay? I will post confidential documents on the internet just to prove I'm telling the truth. What you gonna post? Because I got your lawyers letterhead. So what you gonna post? Boo? Run me my bag, or I'll finish you on this internet. I will finish you. When I say finish, I'm talking, is you finished or is you done finish? I don't know why people play with me. I have a healthy relationship with the truth. Y'all got an unhealthy relationship with the truth, but I got a healthy relationship with the truth. I don't know why you playing with me, because I will finish all, yeah. I will bring all the proof and post it on the internet. I mean, care what nobody say. Nobody. You ain't see I got your video proof right here and your audio with your own words. I pulled out my gun and I shot that. Let me play it again in case they didn't hear it good. Do I need to turn it up? Maybe
that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew the girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to run it back. I wish Combat Jack.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. So for all these, run the likes up so the algorithm can tell all the other naysayers in the internet streets to come in so I can't call them to the mat. Since we switching up accents, I'm gonna follow suit of the liars. Switch up accents. Honorable, you owe me money. There's another lady out there. Y'all go look in the New York City, in Pacer, in New York City, for a lawsuit for a lady that was suing him because she allowed him to use, I guess, her cards or whatever to help with something, and he ran them up and owe her money. Go look for it. There's a white lady. What's her name? I got the, listen, I have almost 80,000 pictures in my phone. Trust me, I go and sit down. My brain is like a semiconductor, like a supercomputer. I'm going to sit down and think of one at a time, triangulate the time, and I'm going to produce those pictures when I come back on the internet the next time. I go and produce them, and I'm going to put them in the chat. And I have the lady's name and everything. Listen, I've been screenshotting, collecting receipts for a long time. I have 80,000 pictures, and that's just in this phone. I have 3 phones. 80,000 in that one. Let me see how much I have in this one. Not so much in this phone. In this phone, I have 2,000. But trust me, that third phone, oh boy. You see what I said? I have 3 phones. $5,000 in this phone. 87,000 pictures. 87,000 pieces of receipts where I spent all these years collecting. I have old text message on my phone from, y'all think it's joke I'm making. I don't make jokes, you know. I don't make jokes. I collect and gather facts. I don't have time for jokes. The oldest text message right here is from 2018. Not to mention, I switched out a phone. So the oldest text message on that phone is from 2015 or maybe 14. Trust me, I have receipts. Please never sleep on me, and never you play me. Never you think you're going to play me. I keep saying, send your best and brightest. Don't send the lackadaisical slackers them for me, because the way this brain's set up, I'm light years ahead of them. That's right. When you're in God's, listen, when you're a child of God, you don't walk alone. I keep telling people, y'all think it's a wall behind me. You don't see these millions of ancestors standing with me. You don't see these millions of ancestors who's standing with me, whose shoulders I stand on, why I could be so strong. Well, you think this is all me? It's not all me. I am standing on the shoulders of ancestors who walk with me, who, when I could not stand for myself, with the Holy Spirit and the Almighty God the Father and his Son, Yeshua, stood for me. It's like the footprints prayer. There, Father God, you said you would never leave me. There was a time where I was walking down the shores of the beach and I only saw one set of footprints. I thought you said you would never leave me. And what did God say? My child, when you saw that one set of footprints, that's when I was carrying you. I walk through the sands and I don't see no footprints because I'm on the shoulders of ancestors and they ain't got to touch the floor. Keep playing with me, you hear? Some of y'all going to be very sad. Some of y'all going to suffer. Keep playing with me. I keep telling you, you want me to shut up? You have to bring Jesus with you. You have to bring the Holy Spirit and Yeshua. You have to bring God the Father. You can't shut me up because I am not of your ilk. I am a child of God. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, boo. Principalities of darkness in this realm and in the heavens. You can't come for me. And if you haven't learned that by now, I don't know what to tell you. They don't understand. That's right. I collect receipts like a mug. Trust me. I'll be stalking pages and everything. And I'm going to find y'all. I'm going to find y'all that picture of the lady who said you was a wife beater. That's why your wife don't make public appearances with you, because you're a wife beater. I got the receipts. I don't lie. I don't have time for it. I feel like I am too fly to lie, especially when I got the receipts to back it up. I'm not making a thing up. Matter of fact, let me see something. Might be able to bring it to y'all sooner than. Oh ho. All right, all ya. I gonna show all ya just now. I don't know why people be playing with me, because I got time today and every day. I'm going to find it. I sure wish I hadn't pulled the specific one, but I'm going to find it. Trust and believe. And listen, when the reporter Jules Vasquez was asking you them questions, now, with all the questions he asked you, now you're going to come contradict yourself and tell a whole other. And Hulu, shame on you. Netflix, come represent. Show them that you are on the vanguard on the precipice of a changing world. As Babylon is falling, you stand with integrity and come and speak for the victims, the survivors of the gun violence. You come and let me do shot on your network. You come and represent for survivors. You should be asking us 25 years later, how were we able to survive in the face of all of this? But no, you took the low ride. You want some low vibrational stuff. Trust me. He who laughs last. Oh, trust, I'm going to find it. I want to find it because I want to say it right here. I want to say the lady name. Although I don't want to bring her no problems, because, you know, suckers be taking folks out for speaking truth. I don't want no harm to come with her, but she did say it on the news, so it's public fodder. And she said it on the internet. Like, people that want to be blind and think that this is all about, oh, I want to do my civic duty to help my people. This was about getting diplomatic immunity to get back into the United States of America. That's it. Because I also heard the other day, he's coming out with a record. You want to be a politician or a rapper? Okay, I've gotten to let me find it. And I want y'all, everything I tell you, you can research for yourself. Go and research it. You'll be able to research it. This was an internet comment. From somebody on his internet page or his IG. Like one person, official coalition said, why you was doing nothing when Diddy was dragging them right in front of you and you took a bid for his ignorance? Come on, bruh. But I'm looking for a specific one. I'm looking for the one where the woman said, you abuse your wife. See, those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. And here's the thing I know. When you get eyes to see, you can't unsee nothing. You can't unsee. I'm going to find it. I promise you. Somebody said, he's a pretty good actor, ain't he? Sure enough is. Oh, here we go. Sweet _ Belizean _ girl. She said, it said at Good Girl PR. She said Shyne's wife filed charges on him for assault in Belize. So it says, at Good Girl PR, he's a pretty good actor, ain't he? This is on his IG. Sweet Belizean girl said, at Good Girl PR, Shyne's wife filed charges on him for assault in Belize. T. Thomas said, at Good Girl PR, but he did smiled and sucked it up because he was giving money to his causes. Let me get this. I know there's a glare. Can y'all see this? Okay, there we go. Y'all see this? I know there's a glare from the ring light because it's so bright. There we go. This is from his IG page. His own IG page. You see what it says? His wife filed charges on him in Belize for abuse. Honorable? An honorable wife beater? Hold on. Because there's more. Somebody said, Ty Holly Christopher said, we was in NIC together when you threw the TV when the awards came on. When the awards came on. This is on his page. We were in NIC together when you threw the TV when the awards came on. The person said, where? At Rikers Island? Honorable? Okay. Okay. That is what it is called it now? Oh. See, I don't have time to play. I like receipts. Let's see. There's another one too. I'm gonna look because when I say I got pictures, I sit there and I screenshot. And no less, I took it under a thing where he said, I condemn violence against women. Hey, Bomboclat. You cannot make this up. But I got the screenshot. See, they'll go, you know what everybody's doing now? Wiping their whole social media. Too late, you can't wipe my phone. You can't wipe my phone. Oh, he made a speech and somebody named Liz Moore Drapery said, sir, you forgot to say as a husband. So he thanked all these people, but he never said, he said as a father, as a politician, as a this, as a that, as a, I condemn all violence against women. The person said, you forgot to say as a husband, but they are gaslighting him. They calling him out because they said, sir, you forgot to say as a husband. I am the nomad spirit said at Liz Moore Drapery. I know, right? His wife dropped charges on him for being abusive. Anyways, he is no better than D. I am the nomad spirit that said, really? I didn't know that. With the 3 shocking faces. She said, yes, it was all over Belize News. He even brought out a statement and apologized to his wife. You see this? I am the bone collector, receipts collector. Me not have time for Hulu documentary and fake BS. I come with receipts. Receipts, I say. I don't have time. When people is kikiing and living their life, I am collecting and gathering receipts. She said, yes, it was all over Belize News. He even brought out a statement and apologized to his wife. Lisa Moore Drapery said, I am the nomad spirit. So I guess he is separated from wife. I am the nomad spirit said, Liz Moore Drapery. Still together, but she is quiet, hun. Unfortunately, Shyne threatened her. They have one daughter together. Y'all see this? Go and search up. Go and look upon the sitting. Go and look upon the IG. And underscore XX dot EIMAJ said, at I am the nomad spirit. And yet everybody believes the bullshit that comes out of this man's mouth. He has a nasty attitude. And I am the nomad spirit said, exactly. Sweet underscore Belizean underscore girl said, this, I posted it, but there's nowhere for people who live in the USA to know he's full of shit. Underscore XX dot EIMAJ said, at Sweet Belizean girl, yup, only we hear one no. Damn, there was another comment too. I didn't pick that one up. Caribbean Apparel put dollars and fire signs. Let me show y'all. I will post I'm going to send this to the dopest mod and let her post all these screenshots in the chat. I am going to send them to the dopest mod and let her post them all. Hi, Miss Davis. I'm glad you're there. And I'm sorry I'm not calling people out. I'm just annoyed. I'm highly annoyed. And I'm so happy that after 24 years, somebody came out and called out the lies. Funkmaster Flex had the audacity and the character and the wherewithal to call out the lies. And this is going to create another discussion. And I'm happy for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. Yes, Queen. Lakeisha. Receipts, baby. Receipts. What you mean can't do screenshots? Listen, I will figure out a way to post them up. I will make a slideshow and let the whole episode be a slideshow of all of these screenshots. And I will let them, each one stay on the screen for 5 minutes. And I will make that a whole a video, and that will be the YouTube. Yes. Where there's a will, there's a way. The God I serve. Sweet_Belizean girl. At Ms. Sensuous, especially since his own wife filed domestic assault charges against him in Belize. Ms. Sensuous said, at Sweet_Belizean_girl. Wow, I didn't know about that part. I knew it was definitely a political move. And then Thomas, T Thomas 777 said, at Miss Sensuous, politics. So you put out a statement when the Cassie video came out saying what he did to that woman was abhorrent, and you condemn anybody that do anything to a woman while you was under charges for beating your wife. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Some lady named Arson215 said, my watch shine like it's doing time for Puffy. At Oskino Vasquez 1. Somebody said, I am Kati Bali. My man got ahead of this ish quick. Definitely a better politician than he is a rapper with 5 hands. Okay, it said, my man got ahead of that ish quick. Definitely a better politician than he is a rapper. Sweet_Belizean_girl said he should have kept quiet because his own wife filed domestic abuse charges on him in Belize. Y'all see that? This is what I'm talking to people. This is what I'm talking to people. This is what I'm saying. Don't come for me. Y'all think listen, I live my life. I take care of my children. I do what I have to do. I'm a kind soul. I'm a beautiful woman of God. I ain't perfect by no means. I hate dishes. I don't like certain things. Yeah, but I'm a God-fearing, spiritual woman of God who lives the right way and does good deeds for people. I do good for people that won't even do for me. Look, my book is out. People is like, I can't wait till your book come out. I can't wait till your book. I'm getting a copy. I published a book and put it out last week. Where y'all at? Where y'all at on them sales? I got my trusty dusty producer made a whole thing for IG with the book thing, everything, and the QR code. Why y'all ain't buy the book? Because it's a fiction book? Get the book. You'll learn a lot in the book. It's fiction, but you'll learn a lot. But no, y'all waiting for my memoir because y'all nosy. I'm not stupid. Not for 1 second do I'm like, oh, all these people on the internet support me and I have all these followers now and so many people viewed my video because they all love and support me. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not disillusioned. It is tea. I don't know why y'all don't get the book. It may be fiction, but perhaps get the book. I'm not a fool. I'm not one that's disillusioned at all. I'm not one of those, oh, everybody loves me. My book is called A Shot in the Dark. It's available on Ingram Spark is who I published it through. My imprint, Mrs. Wright Publishing, is my own imprint. It's an onomatopoeia. It sounds like Mrs. Wright, but it's Mrs. Wright as in writing. Like I'm married to writing because I love writing. I'm a nerd. Mrs. Wright Publishing. The book is called A Shot in the Dark. It's $18.99. It's available on barnesandnoble.com. You can find it on Kindle. You can find it through my QR code and buy it directly from Ingram Spark. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's on Amazon as well. Go buy the book. But if I put that surviving did it, oh, that thing be flying off the shelves because everybody's nosy. Like, let's be honest. What's with this fake behind support? Where my people's at? Where's supporting the survivors? Everybody's so quick to jump on the friggin' celebrities. Everybody want a cap for celebrities like they need it. While we survivors here, this thing is strangling out my work, my income producing, strangling it out. I'm doing things to keep my mind focused in the height of all of this while I'm still being followed, harassed, getting phone calls. Do you know now everybody gets a call every so often where it's the wrong number, or maybe somebody called, you're like, greetings, they never answer. They just listening. You might get one, two, maybe one or two a month. I get 25, no less than 25 a day. A day. I audio record. I don't just have receipts of pictures and stuff. I get calls, threats. But I don't come here to the internet and whine to y'all, boo-hoo, guess what happened to me? You see this? The memo part of the phone? And I told you I got 3 phones plus my old phone. I don't play a game of your word against mine. I'm the receipt queen. I play a word of your word against you, because guess what you're not going to do? You won't lie on me. When people don't know they're being recorded, they will speak freely and say all type of F shit. But whenever we have a confrontation and I'm like, well, no, 8 minutes and 39 seconds says different. And they're like, what you talking about? What's that supposed to mean? I'll be like, 8 minutes and 39 seconds says differently. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, I recorded you. At 8 minutes and 39 seconds, you said such and such. You know what the first thing out of their mouth is? I didn't give you permission to record me. And I always say, come now, darling. Reacquaint yourself with the United States Constitution. This is a single party consent state. I don't need your permission. As long as I'm a party to the conversation, I have the right to record and not inform you. Then they be hot, jumping mad. But guess what? They ass be busted. You know how many contract disputes I've won? I have 3 phones. You saw how long I was striking that thing? I record every business call, everything. You know how many contract disputes I've won? Because I have evidence of people speaking freely when they don't think nobody's watching, saying all kinds of F-ish. And then I just collect and gather their ass. And you should use that in your own lives. When you are a party to a conversation, you have the right in certain states now. So you might have to say, if I was recording you, what'd you say? I should record you. Or you might have to say, I should record your behind. Just to protect yourself. But you have the right to record yourself. You know how many people called and tried to lie? I had a customer one time. I do reupholstery business. I had a customer come and first she set up an appointment with me to bring 1 set. But then she got into this whole, oh, I'm going to sell furniture and I'm going to do all these pieces over. And she went and got all these reams of fabric. When I tell you fabric is not cheap, upholstery fabric is not cheap. This woman brought like 9 reams of fabric. I said, and I came back with a big truck. I said, what is all this? I remember the day vividly. It was the friggin' Super Bowl was on. And her son kept saying, can we hurry up, Mom? I want to get back and watch the game. This woman brought a ton. Now I have a policy. I don't take anybody's furniture without a deposit. I'm not running a charity. I don't play that game. I am using my manual labor to do your stuff. I want my Skrilla. If you have a regular reupholstery thing you're doing, my deposit is 50% deposit and the rest on pickup. And if you have a very custom project, you have to pay 75% up front. Most of my clients that work with me pay everything up front and wait for their thing, because a lot of them have done business with me before and they know my stuff is A1 top notch. So guess what? She comes with all these additional sets. And I'm like, what is all of this? I don't take items that's not paid for. And she was like, no, I'm going to pay you this. And she pulls out this big stack of cash. So she's like, okay, I'm pay. I said, I don't take items without a deposit. So she's like, well, I was going to pay you for this one in full. I said, I don't take items without a deposit. So she had to break up the money she had to put a deposit on this, and deposit on this, deposit on this, a deposit. She ended up offloading 1 set and some chairs without a deposit. She's like, that's all the cash I have today. I'll bring you back the rest. My garage was packed with stuff. Packed. I was like, what the I started doing her sets over. My girl never, I called her, no answer. Text her, no answer. Called her, no answer. It's like, what is she doing? What's going on? I can't keep all this stuff in my house. Then came a time where I decided, you know what? I want to sell my house and I'm looking at another house. Found a nice house, dope, wanted to just move, move to another area. Had a closing on one day for this and then my sister had a stroke. And so I had to pack up everything and move it. I said, listen, girl, I need you, but I was still going to just sell the house. I said, I need you to come and get your stuff. She answered the phone. She was like, oh, okay. This, that, the third. Okay, I'm going to come and get it. Yeah, whatever, this, that, the other. And she's like, because I paid for all my sets up front. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? Oh, I paid you for all my sets. So you know how somebody's talking to you and you could tell somebody's in the background listening? I said, you put a deposit on your sets. You have to pay the balances and storage. What are you talking about? I paid for all my sets. I said, I let her talk because I recorded the whole shit. I knew she was a shyster when I met her. I could feel the shyster in her. So every interaction we had, I recorded. Even when I first took her to the fabric store, I got a litany of recordings. I could pull it up right now. I could type in her name, pull it up right now. I recorded the whole shit. And then I took pictures of her deposit. I have an invoice. I took a picture of the invoice. I took a picture of all the cash she gave me. I laid it out with the serial numbers and took a picture of it because she was a shyster and I could smell it on her. So I had all of that. And on my contract, it says anything left after, if you don't pick up your furniture after 72 hours of notification that your stuff is done, you accrue $50 a day storage fee. It's on all my contracts. Been on my contracts for about 13 years. 13. I learned the hard way because I didn't put it on the original contract and somebody left their shit forever and didn't pay me. So I accrue that you accrue storage every day after you're notified that your stuff is done. That you are available to pick up 72 hours, you start accruing. So you have to pay me the balance for the stuff and all of the storage because I'm not running a storage facility and I'm not keeping your stuff in my house for free. My girl start kicking up. I don't know what you think you're doing. You're robbing me. I was like, are you serious? What are you trying to do? My son is a witness. He was there. Oh, you a thief. You a robber. All of a sudden, she could just hear this voice in the background. She was like, who is that talking over? I just turned it up. I said, you bitch. I recorded the conversation. I just played it for I said, and I screamed in her head and I said, okay, so we're clear. You have paid a deposit for all these sets, save one table set and a few chairs that you didn't have cash to pay the deposit for, but you are going to bring me back the deposit for that tomorrow. She said, I promise you, girl, I'm gonna bring it back on the recording. I said, I record everything. And I said, because I felt like you was grimy, I also took pictures of the deposit and the money, and I video recorded you with that Ring camera in my garage. So what was you saying again? This heifer never called back. Never. I said, come get your stuff or I'm putting it out. Never called back. I said, why the F are you trying to play me? This heifer starts screaming, I paid you cash up front for everything. I just played that recording and you could hear her say, oh, girl, I promise you, I'm going to bring you the rest of the money back tomorrow for the other pieces and you're going to get started on my stuff. Oh, I'm going to do business. I had customers already that want stuff. She heard herself. She was like, you know what they always say? Why did you record me? I didn't give you permission to record. I said, for stuff like this, bitch, I ain't stupid. I ain't wake up. I ain't fall off no turnip truck and I wasn't born yesterday. What I look like. I'm from Brooklyn. When I was a 15-year-old girl in Brooklyn, it was equivalent to a 25-year-old everywhere else in the world. I'm 54. I'm about 120 everywhere. How dare you insult my intelligence? What I look like? Matter of fact, I mentioned her name. She called me. Hey, girl.
Hey, you busy?
I'm actually on live. I'm trying to get back to the live. Oh, let me put it on mute. No. I spoke her up. I just talked to y'all about Leah Gordon. That was her. And that's what real support looks like. She called to talk and she was like, hey, sis, I posted your book on my page, on my videos so that people could buy your book. I just did it yesterday. That's what support looks like. Not this fake, ooh, girl, I can't wait till your book come out. And then when you realize it's the fiction book and not the memoir, then you won't want to buy it. This is what real support looks like. I need people to stand up and be 100. As they say, be 100 with me. Don't fake the funk. I'm out here trying to do what's right, keep my mind active. You know what they say? People who suffer from dementia or become senile or have Alzheimer's disease is because their brain didn't stay active. I have a traumatic brain injury, diagnosed from the bullet. You think I'm going to sit here and not do nothing? Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the pow. Ain't no fun. Her own words against her. I always tell people, I don't play your word against mine, boo. I play your word against you. I don't play it. I keep telling people I'm a savvy person. Don't bring your lame-os for me. Bring your best and brightest when you come against me. You're wasting your time any other way. It's futile. Why waste your time? Why? When I tell you, when she heard that audio, I had to call an attorney out like that. I had to call an attorney out. I said, oh, clearly you work for, swearing up and down. I watched you sit beside me and sign the paper. I said, what? You a whole damn liar. I didn't even come. My mother and my son was there. I wasn't there, you fucking liar. You a liar. I said, how much, what's the going rate of selling your soul nowadays? Hope they didn't get you too cheap. Her pressure was the F up. And then I hung up and took a snippet of the recording, played her herself talking shit, and I sent it to her. I said, what's the going rate for selling your soul? Is it cheap? Hope you got a good price. That sucker herp and got a whole collected and gathered. The next time I spoke to her, she was like, oh, hey, how's it going? How's your daughter? Before she was rah, rah, like a Dungeon Dragon. And as soon as I played her voice back to her, letting her know, bitch, I recorded you. I ain't the one or the two. Don't get it twisted. She herp and got a whole bunch of act right. I do not play games. I don't play games. God ain't leave me here whole of sound mind and body to play games and be nobody dilly-dally dum-dum. Send your best and brightest when you come for me. Don't come to me with half-assed stuff. Thank you, honey. Everybody post the book link on their social medias. Everybody do that for me. I appreciate you so much.
Pistol as when I shot him in the shoulder.
Back. I like to bring it all.
I seen that kid reach for his pistol as when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With a Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. Now, for all those riffraff onto internet, especially that old slimy, nasty alleyway that y'all know I can't stand. I can't stand that nasty, greasy alleyway called Instagram. Admit I like it. I could tolerate TikTok. I could tolerate Facebook. I could tolerate X is grimy too, but I haven't had bad experiences there. I've had horrendous experiences on IG. There is a certain demographic that lives in IG. You know, the in the muck, the muck and the mire, the scuttlebutts of society that want to argue down and call you everything but a child of God for a topic they know nothing about. when you're giving your firsthand account. They so busy trying to think they know everything about the 90s, think they know everything about generations where they were not even alive. If they were alive, they were in Pampers. Before all this stuff came out, I had people, you capping, he ain't shoot you, you capping, you capping. What? What is capping? You want clout. There's a such thing as clout for pow pow. How does getting pow pow in the face give you clout? I mean, I know. I want to know why. How? Where do you cash in the clout that you get from the internet? Is there a like money transfer when you go to the airport and you go in international? You can go to the currency exchange. Where can I cash in clout to get the United States cash dollar value or some Bitcoin? I'm sick of these Johnny come lately know nothings on the internet thinking they're gonna bulldoze over somebody. It's my story. Who has a right to tell my story but me? Am I saying people can't discuss it? No. But what I'm saying is when you discuss it, do so with integrity and honor. Do so honorably. Do so honestly. The facts are the facts. Facts are not feelings. Facts are not sedentary. Facts are solid, concrete permanence. Facts are facts. They don't change as the wind blows. They don't change when you change your job and you're trying to elevate in a position. Facts are facts. Facts are not feelings. Facts are not opinions. Facts are facts. And the fact is, I still have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face and head as a result of being shot in the face by Sean Puffy Combs. I have a brother that God sent to me. His name is Julius Jones. He got a bullet in his back still from being shot in the shoulder by Shyne Jamal Barrow, who is now honorably claiming he didn't do anything and he was a scapegoat. When I got a whole video of his ass on the Combat Jack show saying, when I saw that kid reach for his gun, I pulled my gun and shot him in the shoulder. What? You think facts are malleable and you can switch them around when your job changes or when you seek a higher plateau? No. You have done too many. Here's the deal. Don't take my word for it. I challenge everybody to go do something. Go research every video that Shyne has done. There is also a video. There's one guy, his name is Trap Lore Ross. I guarantee you, y'all have seen him before. He used to wear a bowl cut, and now he have it like a little blondish. Or he used to wear a short cut. Now you have it like a bowl cut. It was black, then it was like blonde. He switches it up. But go look up Trap Lore Ross. He did, why did Shyne shoot up the club? An old video. Now, he got it wrong because he believed it was Shyne too. But he got a lot of stuff in that video, a lot of information. Go look it up. Go look it up. And I was pissed off with him. He don't deserve no props from me because he made a few jokes in there, making jokes of me getting shot, which is stupid. And when I get a chance, I'm going to go pull his coattail and check his ass because I thought that was shitty. But he was it was, years ago, he thought he was some internet comedian or something. I don't know. But go look at that. Go pull up the his Drink Champs interview. Go pull up when he was on Tamron Hall. Go pull up when he was on Ebro in the morning for Power 105.1 in New York. Go pull up. He got some old MTV videos. Go pull up the video when the guy from MTV came and interviewed him while he was incarcerated. Go pull up Combat Jack archive video. Go pull up. Now go look for any video I've ever done and tell me where my story modulates. You're going to see the difference. You'll see the difference between me and, let's say, Gene Deal, who tell 2 truths and 5 lies. I don't play these ever-changing story. This man was like, oh, they saying I said something about, I don't know nothing about none of that with no stuff with him doing no stuff in the room. Ninja, You took your behind on the internet and told the whole story where you was, oh yeah, him and Ja Rule was in the room, and then his Ja Rule's cousin came to the door, but I didn't know him, and he came and was like, knock, 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 I'm coming, I'm Ja Rule's cousin, I want to come in the room. And I was like, they told me not to let nobody in. So I said, oh, you ain't getting in here. He was like, that's my cousin, I'm getting in here. And he was like, you ain't getting in here. And it was a whole big thing. And then him and Ja came out the room, and they was butt naked with little towels around their waist. And they was like, they said, you don't want to go in there for about 25, 35 minutes. And they was laughing and all that. And this sucker just said last week on thing, I never said nothing about him and nobody sleeping here. What? I have the footage. What are you doing? 2 truths and 5 lies. And I also saw, I'm going to call it a Jaguar misspoke, because she has been advocating for me like crazy. I've never met her. I've never talked to her. I've never texted her, nothing. But she be out there calling my name, advocating for me. Now, I did hear her on, what is the guy's name? This white guy, I can't remember his name. She was on his podcast, and she said, Natanya Rubin said she saw J-Lo pass the gun. No, I've never said that. What I said was, if, according to Little Rod's lawsuit, where he alleges Puffy told him Jennifer carried the gun in and passed it to him, I saw him fire the gun, and I saw Shyne. She said, I saw them pass the gun. No, I never said that. Never said that. It came out in Little Rod's lawsuit that he made her carry the gun in. He told Little Rod that. And he told Little Rod that he shot me. And Cassie said he made her carry guns, his guns in her pocketbook too, to make her afraid, this, that, the other. And then some other person said he did it too. Somebody else said he did it too. I have it. I got to find it. But I'm here for collecting and gathering. I got receipts. So I caution anybody to try me. I got all kinds of receipts. Not just that. Oh, honey. When I tell you, say I have receipts, you messed with the wrong one. For years I've been collecting. You hear me say 80, what? I got 80,001 phone. I got 87, almost not. I got 90,000, or let's say 100,000 images, because I have another phone too. And there was a ton of messages, ton of pictures. I have over 100,000 screenshots and pictures of all sorts of stuff. 100,000. And I've had a lot of years to sit back and collect. See, people was living their lives. People was doing their thing. They think they had gotten away with it and nobody was studying it. But for me, I was researching. I was combing over everything with a fine-tooth comb. Screenshot, putting it in I have a little folder where there's put all my things. I got folders, boo. Come for me if you want to. Joke on you. I've been collecting on lots of people and lots of things. Because I ain't stupid. And when God calls you and gives you eyes to see and ears to hear, you can't unsee or unhear. Just like when J-Lo was being interviewed by, I think it was Extra or one of those kind of TV thing shows. And they said, well, what about your relationship with Sean P. Diddy Combs? This is an old one. And she said, how, they said, how was it? Like, how would you say that it ended? And she said, she looked and said, it ended with a bang. You ain't think that would come back to haunt you. That shit ain't age well, boo. See, you kept going around with him because he probably strong-armed you to stay with him because, don't leave me now while I'm in the middle of this. But make no mistake, that relationship ended that night. Okay? She might have rolled it out because it looked better. He didn't want her. If you break up with me now, people are going to think I'm guilty. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, JJ. Absolutely. I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer because we've been on here longer than I planned on being. I wanted to go and make a live to honor my friend, DJ Clark Kent. I grew up with him. I know his whole family. I wanted to honor him. But this needed attention. Thank you, Funk Flex. Well, like I said, I will say unequivocally, I do not always agree with you. I do not. There are many things that I disagree with Funk Flex on. But on this here, I'm able to give props where props is due. And I always give people props. I don't have, there's no one in the world that any of you agree with 100%. But what I could do is speak truth to power and say, yes, he is 100% right. Shyne is a liar. A liar. And let's delve into some of the stuff he said. Apparently, Shyne had signed to these guys, and that's why they had beef. Funk Flex said it. I didn't say it. Go listen to his recording again. He said, you seen guys in the club and you, and we both know, and listen, and I have a firsthand account of that side of the room. I have a firsthand account. Okay? I have a firsthand account. My boy that got shot told me everything. Everything. Y'all know I'm a receipt queen. He told me everything. So I know everything that was said, everything that went down. That's why when so many people are like, oh, Scar slapped Puffy with the money. No, he didn't. Another guy that was there slapped him with the money. Scar did not do it. But everybody misquotes everything because they hear what they want to hear. Yes, she was on Sean Atwood. Thank you. Yes, that's right. She was on the Sean Atwood show. Thank you for that, Black Gold. She was on the Sean Atwood show. And rest in peace to Scar. That's right. Receipts are receipting, baby. And I got over 100,000 pictures and screenshots. There's far more where that came from. While everybody was living their lives and accepting awards, Vanguard Awards and keys to the city and all that. Oh, I was just sitting in here in my lonesome. Let me take that. I'm going to need this. I catalog stuff. I have them in boxes. I have dates associated. I write notes. When I record people, I will write notes. I'll listen to the transcription and write key points so I can go back to my key points. Baby, y'all not working with a dilly-dally. God said, don't worry. Don't cry. Dry your eye. Here come your mother with those two little guys. I save. I write them down. I chronicle them, and I keep notes. I keep audio and I keep notes. I write a chronology of what was said. So if I ever have to bring it back into account, I'm like, oh, at 8 minutes and 39 seconds, you said differently. And they always say, what? What's that supposed to mean? What you talking about? I cannot tell you how many people I have dragged by my proof and my audio recordings. I promise you. Who's this RIP to? We are all ugly to somebody. Who you saying rest in peace to? Oh, Scar, that's right. Shout out to Scar. And listen, I told people before, Scar was my friend. His mother lived across the street from my shop on my beauty salon on Washington Avenue. His mother lived across the street. Scar and I would sit down and have all kinds of conversations. The streets pull a lot of people away. You might, as a child, have grew up. Oh, shout out to, for DJ Clark Kent. Indeed. Rest in peace. Shout out to Clark Kent. Oh, paper trails are golden, boo. Golden. Let me tell you something. I love receipts. When I tell you I love receipts, oh, I'm tickled pink right now because I have a treasure trove in my phone. Mind you, off of his IG, I have receipts from all over the place, all kinds of receipts, audio, written, all kinds. But that's what I tell people. Always be weary of who you're coming against. Do not come to a with a paper spoon won't do you no good. I got my receipts on lots of people because this is what I do. So don't sleep. Uncle Ron passed away. I heard that. And so y'all see the game that I'm dealing with? You see the game I'm playing? Now, in the interest of not having a problem with my YouTube channel, you know what this piece of plastic is, right? A holster. Your girl, stay ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I ain't got no time for getting ready. I stays ready. So all I can say is to any trolls or anybody out there watching with a thinking they're going to get an opportunity. In the immortal words of Dej Low, try me. You're going to regret it. I ain't even going to say the rest of the part I was getting ready to say. Y'all saw that hesitation. I'm a woman of God. I'm a spiritual woman. But God ain't make no fools. Try me. It ain't going to fare well for you. Like I tell people all the time, it's hot on this side of the wall. Hot. So guys, shout out to everybody. Rest in peace indeed. I didn't plan on staying on this long, but it ended up being that way. But y'all go run tell that. Run tell that. Drop them crumbs, whatever. I got receipts over here. So I wish I would. I wish I would. I got receipts. I'm dragging for filth. As we used to say in New York. I'm dragging for filth. Trust and believe. You want to be honorable? Pay me my money. Because I got documents that say, pay me my money. Run me my bag that you owe me. Like Huey said in the Boondocks, pay me what you owe me, Santa. And y'all know what Santa is an anagram for. As the dopest mod says, thank you so much for spending your time with the dopest nerd. If you'd like to support the channel, you can with the Cash App to the dopest nerd. We are an ever-growing channel. Yeah, Clark Kent, Joy to the World said, when I heard the name Clark Kent, DJ Clark Kent. If you're from New York area, you know, back in the days, they used to call him Superman. He's a big DJ. He did, in fact, let me tell you how deep in this I am with Clark Kent. Vanna, what phone did I tell you pull up the video for me for? So everybody that knows Clark Kent did Players Anthem. He did, if I'm not mistaken, Sky's the Limit for Biggie. He did Junior Mafia Players Anthem. He did lots of stuff for Jay-Z. He produced a lot of records. He's huge. He used to be vice president of urban music at Motown, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the title. And we were friends. Like, I remember, just drop a vivid memory, which I'm going to drop when I do the video for Clark Kent. I remember, and if people know music industry people and you know names, you will recognize some of these names. So back in the days, they used to have things called music conventions. They used to have like Jack the Rapper and Impact Music Convention and all that. Most of them used to be in South Beach, Miami. People that was trying to get a record deal and trying to sing or whatever, you know what these are. Everybody would converge on South Beach and it would be all these big music conventions where you shop your demo and all that, you try to get a deal. And like I said, I was a vocalist. I'm still a vocalist. I was actively looking for a deal. This guy was managing me named Al. Al, I don't know where Al is. Al's father was a pastor. He had a church on Linden Boulevard and Schenectady in Brooklyn. I forget the name of the church, but Al, he was from Queens or Rockaway, Far Rock. But Al was my people's. He was my man. He was managing me at the time. And it was me, Al, Clark Kent, and Kenny Burns. I'm sure a lot of y'all know the name Kenny Burns. He was on the radio in Atlanta. He in the music industry. He did a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something. So we in South Beach, we are having a ball. We at the music convention. We doing our thing. We shopping. We live and we going out. We went jet skiing. Baby, that water, I don't know. Baby, that water, I had a weave in my hair back when I used to be fried, dye, laid to the side. That weave got tangled up so bad. It was so bad. All I could comb was this part in the front, like a sweep. So everything was so tangled. I'm talking, I am the track master. I specialize in hair weave. And I tell you, could not get that weave detangled. Could not. We went shopping. It was me, like I said, me, Clark Kent, Kenny Burns, Al. We went to Ball Harbor Mall. I was like, the big party was that night. I had this amazing Gucci dress, which I'm going to post because my sister sent it to me. Let me show you the picture. What's Steve Harvey's stepdaughter name? The little young girl. She had on my dress the other day and my sister sent it to me. I'm going to show y'all a text message. This dynamic dress, but I couldn't go to the big party with my hair messed up. I was like, oh no, Lori Harvey. I said, what am I going to do with my hair? Oh my God, I'm in Miami. I don't have all the stuff from my shop. I'm just like, what am I going to do? They was like, come on, Ab, you do hair. You can't fix that. This thing was tangled. I said, I cannot do anything with it. So I was like, I got to buy a hat. So I had this dope green, like almost like a neon green, like my shirt in that video. And it was almost like a neon, not quite neon, but a lighter green and black. And the material is called flocking. It's that velvet where the black sheer is recessed, but the green fabric was, it was up like a velvet. And I'm gonna show you the dress. Lori Harvey had the dress on. My sister had sent it to me one day. She had it on recently, and I was like, oh my God, my Gucci dress. And I promise you, photos. Here we go. Lori Harvey had the dress on recently. This is the dress I had on that day. Me, DJ Clark Kent, Al, and Kenny Burns. This vintage Gucci dress. This dress was like, back when I got it, was like $4,000. Back in the early 90s. I used to throw parties. I got it for one of my parties. I was a party promoter. There's a lot about me y'all don't know. I lived many lives. And so I'm going to wear this dress, but I can't go with my hair tangled. We go to Ball Harbor Mall. So we find me this big hat, this big black hat. Baby, when I tell you I was serving, I was with, 3 of the most populous people out there and myself. And I had this big hat on. So I was just the only woman with them. And I had that hat on and I was able to comb the front of the hair in a sweep because anybody that know me know I like a little sweep bang. And I had that sweep and I put it on. I tucked all the hair under it. You couldn't tell it, but the hat was huge brim, round. It was fire. I was eating. Back when your girl was snatched. So we're in, it was Island Def Jam night and the party was after, the big party was after. We in the thing, Kenny Burns kept clowning. I don't know why, but he just kept clowning. Some people would say he was being light skinned. I don't know. He kept clowning and screaming stuff out at the stage. Now, mind you, I told you, Clark Kent was the vice president of urban music at Motown. This guy, he was the vice president of Motown, something like, we could look it up. Kenny Burns kept screaming out. So Steve Harvey was hosting the Island Def Jam night. He got so fed up. He said, who is this contra ass nigga doing all this stuff on my show? He said, don't you see me hosting the show? When I come to your job, do I be screaming, fries, give me the French fries, give me the French. He said, put the spotlight, turn every light down and put the spotlight on him and shine the light on our table. Me, Clark, and Al all did this and leaned out. And where Kenny Burns was, the light was directly on him. Steve Harvey commenced to dry roasting Kenny Burns for the next, it felt like forever. It might have just been 2-3 minutes, but when a comedian is on you and he puts the whole spotlight in the entire venue directly on you, we was leaning out the light like this. I didn't want the light to catch my arm. And he commenced to dry roasting him. And at the end, he was tight. His face was red. He was so tight, but we kept laughing. Like, we laughed. He had to just get with it. And then we went to the party afterwards and we had a blast. But you say, let me ask you something. Do you remember BCM? You definitely should. BCM? What's BCM? I can't remember. I'm trying to figure out what the acronym is. Is it something you can say? Tell me what the acronym is. When I tell you, we had a bunch of fun. And then we went to the big party afterwards, and your girl was serving in my hat. If only they could have ever known what bird's nest was under that hat, because baby, it was bad. But those are just some funny stories I have. And then we just chilled, went around Miami. Like, I remember back in the days when Peter Thomas was married to, when he was on Housewives of Atlanta. This is years, because I haven't watched any of those shows in ages, but this is when he was on, and people's like, oh, he wants Cynthia for her money, he's broke, he's that. I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all do not know what y'all talking about. Ain't nothing like the such. I remember on that same trip, we was going around making rounds and going checking people doing different things. It was so much going on in the city. And then Clark was like, come on, we get ready to go to my boy's house. And we go to this fly avant-garde dope mansion in Miami. When I say dope, I mean dope. And so we come in, and it was Peter's house. It was Peter's mansion. This is way before anything. They never even considered a Housewives of Atlanta by that point. This was in the 90s, early mid 90s. And we go in there, and this lady's in there laid out, kind of lounged down. She just looked very sexy and svelte, laid on this chaise lounge. And she was like, come on in, y'all gotta see, you don't gotta stay like that. And when I did a double take, it was Nia Long. And she's from the same part of Brooklyn I'm from. She is Trinidadian like me, from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, just like me. And she was so cool, so personable, and just so down to earth. We didn't stay long, but we kicked it for a few, and it was what it was. And we all went our way. And I had X amount of fun. When I tell you, he just was a stand-up dope guy. Like I said, I grew up with him. We lived on a block beside him. And the irony was, I grew up on President Street. He grew up on Union Street, which was the block. Our blocks were like this, parallel to each other. My block was behind his block. But I didn't hang out with the President Street people. I was a Union Street girl. On President Street, I was known as a traitor because I rocked with Union Street. All my people's on Union Street. Shout out to Brenda, my girl. I love her. That's my homie Pastromi. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Clark Kent's family, the Franklin family, his sister Catherine, his brother Eric. Shout out to the family, his niece Toniqua. I mean, I love his family. These are my people. Shout out to all my Union Street girls, all my peoples from Brooklyn. Shout out to my day ones. My day ones that never did me dirty, never were foul, never tried to, pull a fast one on me. Shout out to them. I have to give love where there's a lot of stand-up people, and thank God for something called your day ones from the people you grew up with, because that's where I really find most of my sincere friendship. There's people been over the years since I got shot and all that. A lot of them, I got some people's there, but a lot of them, people get brand new. See, this is a big thing when they find out after the fact, you got shot by, you ain't tell me how does that conversation work? You don't know this happened to me. I met you afterwards. I'm moving on, living my life. I'm supposed to be like, hi, I'm Natanya. Hey, what y'all doing here? Oh, by the way, I got shot by Puffy. Like, how does that conversation work? I have people that know me since I've been here. I had to be moved by the district attorney's office because there was a credible threat on my life and a bag on my head. And people are mad that I never told them who I was. What? How does that conversation work? Then they'd be out here be like, oh, she was showing off because she got like, what? It's stupid. It's stupid. I'm moving on with my life. It's not relevant to what we do. Why am I telling you this? They're upset that they didn't know. You never told me. I was watching YouTube and I seen you on there. Girl. What was I supposed to say? So to redo your bed is going to be $785. The additional fabric is another $250. And oh, by the way, I got shot by Puffy. Like, what the I cannot win for losing. What do people want from me? People are vexed that I didn't tell them. How does the conversation work that where I tell them this and it doesn't sound crazy? Absolutely. I put some, there's some links. There's some channels that I watch all the time. The dopest mod is going to put that in there. I always tell, what was the BCM? Peter? Which Peter? Peter Panic? Who put Peter? Imelda? You know Peter that used to hang out with Clark, Peter Panic, the producer, and he was a producer and a DJ. It's my peoples. If I'm not mistaken, me and Peter Panic was born the same day. We share a birthday. Listen, your girl, I've been out here. Okay? Been out here. Absolutely, guys. My book, A Shot in the Dark, is on sale now. It's available on Barnes & Nobles. I believe it's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. It's everywhere. Support your girl. It's on Ingram Spark. That's the link right there. The imprint, Mrs. Wright Publishing, is my imprint. If you ever decided that you want to write a book and you don't know how to go about getting self-published, reach out to me. Send me a DM on, my socials, at The Dopest Nerd. Send me a DM and I will. Oh, the Brooklyn Children's Museum, of course. My beauty salon was up the block from the Brooklyn Children's Museum. Yes. So that's over there in the blocks where my homegirls lived, where we used to do. I remember when a young lady I met here, this had to be a few years back, but it was like 7 years ago. And she was like, oh, what's this Juneteenth they trying to start up? I had never heard of this. And I was like, girl, are you crazy? I said, I used to go to Juneteenth festivals when I was a child, and they were right there in the park, the Brooklyn Children's Museum Park. I was going to Juneteenth when I was 5 and 6 years old. I'm 54. And so for this girl to be like, Juneteenth, argued me down. Juneteenth ain't no old thing. That's new. I said, what? Who is your mama and your people's them? That's right. Brooklyn and Prospect Place. That's right. I had homegirls that live on Prospect Place, homegirls that live on Park. All my peoples lived in that area. That's Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where I'm from. That's right. We used to celebrate and nobody cared. Until they got avant-garde, this woman argued me down and said, I'm a liar. There's no such thing. Nobody wasn't celebrating no Juneteenth back then. I'm like, who is your people them? Who raised you? I was going to Juneteenth celebrations when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. We had play cousins on the block, Beverly, and my mother used to take us, and Beverly and Michelle and Bianca, the play sisters. They're Trinidadian sisters too, a few doors away from us. I always went to, and the Atlantic Antic. The Atlantic Antic, I remember back in the Atlantic Antic 8 games. I'm 54. Atlantic Antic is up to what now? Probably 50, maybe 60. Please. Just because your peoples wasn't connected to the Black experience and you don't mean it don't exist. Because I know I was in Juneteenth when I was a child. So, absolutely. So, guys, definitely support what you said. You couldn't find it on Amazon. So, hit that link right there. You can buy it directly from my site on Ingram Spark. Also, look on Barnes & Nobles. Look on Barnes & Nobles. You can find it. And it's on Kindle. So pull up Kindle, you may be able to find it. But the link is right up. Let me put the link up for all. Let's see. That is the link. A Shot in the Dark, book by Natanya Rubin, for sale now. Shop.ingramspark.com. But you can also look on, like I said, one of my girlfriends hit me up. She actually was a teacher in my school. She's my friend, but she was a teacher in my school. She hit me up. She was like, I'm so proud of you, girl. I think about you all the time, which she does. She sends me messages all the time. We message each other and text all the time. And she was like, your book is on. She asked me, was it on Amazon? I said, I'm not sure. I haven't checked yet, but it should be or it will be. she said, she hit me back and was like, your book is on Kindle, your book is on Barnes & Noble, your book is here. So check out those other places or hit that link. It's in the comments. What'd you say? We need a live just to talk about old school. Oh, no doubt. We can talk about old school New York. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. We need a live for that. Guys, I love y'all. I know I was very crunk on this one because I was feeling very crunk. I will go back to my calm demeanor tomorrow. I'm going to do a live in the daytime, and I'm going to do some recorded stuff too, because I really want to, I got a couple of other things that I want to talk about. I was crunk tonight though, but I was justifiably so. You know, one person can only be so calm. And this has always been my thing. If you don't get it, if you have dis-ease in your spirit and you don't get it out of your body, it will turn to disease in your body. And disease takes you out, and I'm not with it. I cry aloud and I spare not. I speak truth to power. I say it and I move on. I don't hold it. I'm not a grudge holder. I don't hold it. So I have to get it out of me and it was rising up in my spirit when I heard that. And trust me, I don't know if people think that I don't know why people think I'm not on social media, but I know it's predicated in love. When I tell you, you know how many times people text me and send me that Funkmaster Flex Shyne thing? Every single video that has popped out since this whole stuff started, I have a string of people that send me them all the time. And I don't even tell them I saw it already. I just be like, oh, thank you, boo, because I know it's love. I know it's love. The ones that have my number, my personal number, not one of my business phones, my personal number, they all send me that message. Send me all those videos. You know how many times I got the Funkmaster Flex thing over these past 2 days? But I love, I got nothing but love for them, and I appreciate them. They watching my back, and I appreciate them. All of you guys, Nerd Herd Day Ones, all that. We got memberships available, guys. Join a membership. You could either join at the level of $3.99, which is the Encyclopedia Browns. You can join at the next level. I think that's $6.99, and that is the Poindexters. And the top level is $14.99, and that is the Urkels. And that means you is true official Nerd Squad. And we are going to, we have a lot of giveaways. We have a lot of perks. We're going to have some special emojis I'm having made up now, and all that stuff. We're going to have member-only lives, things of that nature. And we're going to have events where we get together and do things, because I love you guys. I love what this allows us to do, this community we built. Like I always say, I'm a spiritual woman. I will always call the name of God. Everywhere I am, you will hear me speak the word of God in the name of God and Yeshua. I will always. That is who I represent. That is what I worship, believe in, and God lives in all of us. Like Yeshua said, if you're looking for God, he is within all of you. He's available to you. He's within. I caution you all to quiet all of the external noise so that you too can hear from the Most High, and he can direct your life. You can hear from the Holy Spirit, the God of now, the God of the earth, so he can help direct your life, and you can hear from Yeshua, the Savior. I believe in that. I don't knock nobody else's beliefs, but this is what I believe in. By all means, like, share, subscribe, send it to a friend. When you get off, send it to the recording will be on YouTube. Send it to a friend, send it to a couple of friends. Turn on your notifications so whenever we come on, you know that we're here, and you can be notified so you can join in. And even to the trolls, I got nothing but love for y'all too. We used to have a radio host in the Atlanta area. Her name was Portia Fox. And she said, let your haters be your motivators. Now, I'm not one to need haters to motivate me. However, I got love for y'all too, because guess what? Stick around enough, troll enough, I'm going to flip you. You're going to be on the Nerd Herd. You're going to be walking with me because I'm a decent woman. And so help me God. If I was living a foul life, I got shot when I was 29. I'm 54. You would have had a lifetime of shit. If they could have been dragging me for living a foul life, they would have. But they can't, because I don't. If somebody come tell you I fouled them, they's a mother effing liar, and they got to come with some good receipts. Because I guarantee you, I can give you a counter thing to tell you where I was. I have social anxiety disorder, so I ain't been in the streets. I have social anxiety disorder. I don't be out in the streets. Ain't nobody coming to tell you no foolishness. If they do, they have to come with some receipts, and I ain't talking about no AI bull, nothing. Because they got a scanner that could tell you when they put the picture in AI, when they take up, if somebody come with some BS picture, you can put it in that thing and it'll tell you this is AI. It'll tell you. So come with your best and brightest. They can't. I've been living a decent life, a quiet life to myself. I don't trust society. I don't trust society. I've been let down by society. I have a bullet frag. I have 9 bullet fragments. I shot in my face and I have 9 bullet fragments in my face to justify why I don't trust society. I've been let down by society. I don't trust it. And so I'm not going to give my security and my safety away to it. And so with that, I end this. I thank you all for coming here. You could have been a million places tonight doing a million other things, but you chose to be here. Haters included. Shout out to my day ones. Shout out to the original Nerd Herd Squad. We love you. We love you. Keep up doing the good work that you're doing. Keep spreading the good word. Keep being children of the Most High and living that clean life because the day is upon us, honey. I'm not one for the news, but you can get news from YouTube and all of that. By all means, please pay attention. I'm gonna have the dopest mod post in my post here. Oh, you from Brooklyn? Joy to the world. You from St. John's and Sterling? What, girl? Stomping grounds. I'm P Street, President Street, Schenectady and Troy, heart of Crown Heights. Definitely, guys, make sure that you follow us and keep walking with us on this channel. As for me and my channel, we will call the name of God. There are too many other things out here trying to pull people and pull you astray. And if you know what I know, you don't want to live that life. You don't want to live that life. You need to make right with the people that you have out here in this world. You need to get right with your family and your friends. You should not have beef with anybody. The day is upon us. Look at what's happening out in the world. Everywhere you look, there are floods. They are calling them biblical epidemic, biblical quality floods. Okay? Like nowhere now. The end of times is upon us. Y'all better get right and you better purge your soul and tell now. It's like your mama used to say, don't let me find out from the people in the street. You better tell me now. So you got something on your heart that you've done, like lie in regards to my case and take the payoff and let 25 years of children and other people be violated and molested. You better purge your soul. You better purge your soul and seek repentance now while you have breath to breathe and life to live and a mouth to open your mouth and pray to the Most High. You better call forward, cry aloud and spare not and speak the truth. Because you got to answer to God, but you also on a time clock because I'm going to start calling names and dragging people to the mat. With my right to free speech and such and all those good things. I'm going to start calling people names. I don't care what you think or thought. You know you did dirty. And all these children, alleged children that were, and I will say before I go, everybody has the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. He has denied all the charges and they are entitled to their day in court. But outside of that, facts are facts. They are not feelings. They are not fiction. They are facts and receipts too. And I have both. Facts and receipts, and I stand on that with my inalienable right to free speech as protected by the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, first one being freedom of speech. All of the things here are opinions, are alleged, and the opinion of the dopest nerd. We use everything here with fair use. All that good stuff is in the description. Act like you know. Everybody have a good night. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your families. Tell your loved ones you love them. Make sure that you get right with the Lord God, because when that day of reckoning comes upon you, you can believe or not, but you will be called into account. You will have a reckoning. And I keep telling people that's the part they missed about that unscathing rebuke that Cat Williams did at the beginning of the scathing rebuke that he did at the beginning of the year. He literally says, they use it as the intro to the thing. This is the other side of Kirk Franklin singing. This is the reckoning 2024. You have been alerted. You have been warned. This is the reckoning. This is the age of Aquarius. All lies will be exposed. You're either on God's side or the other side. Pick your side. Some of y'all ain't got to pick. I know some of y'all are, but there is a redemptive measure. God is a redemptive God. And if you cry aloud and spare not, tell the truth, speak truth to power, and repent, vindication and victory will be yours. But you got to repent. Peace and blessings, grace and mercy, and all that good stuff to my people. I love you all. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend it here with me. And I love you. And on the way out, just for those latecomers who wasn't here to hear the original Smiginal, I'm just going
to his pistol. That's when I shot him in the shoulder.
Play this again.
When I seen that kid reach for his pistol, that's when I shot him in the shoulder.
They shooting.
With the Natanya Rubin, that was my homegirl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we knew Natanya. We used to go to the studio with her, and everything was everything. Although we don't know if it was my gun, you know, that hit her with the ricochet, because it was like 4 other guns. And it was a terrible situation because, like I said, she was my friend. So I'm sorry that she had to suffer.
I don't sleep, living on stolen time. And in some weird turn of events like Final Destination. Those is for the latecomers, the naysayers, and the ones that ain't really sure. I will reiterate, I did not get struck with any ricochet. He said that for his own, because that absolved him of his sin to make him feel good. This was before the trial happened, while he was incarcerated. I got hit with a 9mm hollow point bullet called a cop unaliver. I am God's living proof that he is able to do all things above and beyond what you could ever imagine in your wildest dreams. I am a child of God, a child of the Most High, and the reason that he saved me was for a time such as this, so that those who did dirt cannot slide away, and for those who are non-believers or unsure to see me, hear me, experience me, and know that God is real. And if you have not taken anything away from this, take away from this. God is real. He is majestic. He is the Alpha and Omega, and he is able to do all things. All things. Look at my face. I am living proof that God does miracles every day, and he can save you from the hand of the fowler. Read the 91st Psalm. My grandmother, Vivian Amelia Mead, Grandma Boobin, God rest her soul, the incomparable Vivian Amelia Mead. Her favorite Psalms were Psalms 91 and Psalms 121st Psalm. I will lift up my eyes to the hill from whence cometh my help. Y'all better get on that 91st Psalm. Act like you know. We're in the last days. If you don't know, I am sorry for you. I have some places where you can go and seek information. You need to watch I Am QHeff, QUEHEFF on YouTube. You need to watch Dre_OG. You need to watch Perky, and you need to watch Right7X. Start there. Go get an education, the things that y'all don't know. There's a lot going on outside of the main world. It's the information they don't want y'all to know. Go get that information. Please, 91st Psalms. I love you all. Thank you for being here with me. Until we see each other again. Asheo.